and welcome to Purge of the Serpentholds. This is Season 2, Episode 3. This is still the arc that I'm calling Rivertown Blues, because they haven't figured out what's making Rivertown so blue yet, but they're getting there. Probably this episode they'll figure it out. They're getting close. So I'm really happy to see you all here, and I am Corinne of Roll the Roll. I'm known as Manic Pixie Girl on Twitter. I hope everyone watching has been social distancing and washing their hands. It is incredibly, so very important, especially right now because cases are surging, so, be, as smart as you can about stuff like that. As always, I have a few announcements to make. Firstly, I'd like to thank Ryan at Simulcray on Twitter for the theme song that you can probably hear right now. I will be linking him in chat. Boop. He has open commission slots, so hit him up for all your music needs. He does a really great job, and he's just a really talented musician. I'd also like to thank the Onyx Path for inviting us to run this show. If you haven't picked up the Scarred Lands Player Guide yet, you can get it via PDF from DriveThru RPG, or in print from Indie Press Revolution. I'm linking both. Also, check out, thus far, the newest Scarred Lands expansion, Frostlands of Fenrelic, from the Celerition Vault. You can find in the link I'm about to post. It's very cool. We did a sneak peek during our first episode of the season back, so go check that out. I know it will be uploaded to YouTube eventually. We don't get too much into it, but it does show some of the really nasty bad guys that are available for you to use. Lastly, I do hear that there's a new Scarred Lands Kickstarter coming up called Dead Man's Rust. It goes live on Monday, so just a couple days away, at 2 p.m. EST. Hiromi, if I'm not mistaken, you probably know more about this release than I do. So what's Dead Man's Rust, and why should people be interested?
I was one of the staff writers for Dead Man's Rust. It is a giant campaign setting slash sandbox. So in addition to being a adventure path, it takes you kind of all over Galespad, which is the continent that we're on. It mainly focuses in on the Hornsaw Forest, also known as the Forest of Blood, because Scarred Lands is metal as fuck and everything's bloody. Just ask our blood-tainted Triton.
Everything's blood, and we love it.
Yeah. The basic upshot, if you're going to be playing in a Dead Man's Rust campaign, maybe just like earmuff yourself for 30 seconds or so. DMs and people who just want to know stuff. Dead Man's Rust centers on the fact that the Hollow Legionnaires and Hollow Knights, the sort of immortal spirit-infused suits of armor that have been around Skarn for a while, they're immune to disease, except when necromancers make one that specifically targets them. And they don't know how to social distance. They don't mask. We wrote this shit a year ago before the pandemic, I swear. And when you have a pandemic, shit gets real bad real fast. And again, necromancers. So it's not just one problem. There's a bunch of problems. And you can solve, or your players can solve, as many of those problems as they want to, or as many as you want to throw at them. And a lot of Central Galespad gets fleshed out. So, like, we get down to the individual clans of elves that return to the Hornsaw Forest to try to, like, reclaim it from the blood of Mormo. And, like, if you want to just spend all your time just hanging out with elves, it's built into the book. There's a whole chapter on letting you do exactly that. If you want to chase down necromancers and kick their asses, we got you. If you want to chase down any of the 3 cults of Mormo that still exist, yeah, you can do that. I wrote a lot of that. And if you want to take part in a massive siege battle, we got you.
So it seems like it has just about everything.
There are adventure hooks for everyone. Everyone.
Can players live out their power fantasy of being able to put an end to a pandemic and restore normalcy?
Yes. You can absolutely do that.
I mean, that sounds great, personally. And just a little spoiler for all the players and the people watching. Dead Man's Rest might come into a little bit of play here with our campaign.
Oh, shit.
Just a skosh, you know. We've got the Hornsaw Forest right around here somewhere, and y'all talked to someone who hangs out in the Hornsaw Forest a while ago, if you remember Travis's little cameo. So
Creepy dude.
yeah, the creepy dude with the bird.
The spoiled undead bird.
The spoiled undead bird,
Yes.
yeah. So, you know, that might be coming back. Travis and I actually need to work out the details of that probably within the next couple weeks. But yeah, so just saying, that's a thing that, you know, is probably on the horizon.
How will Hitomi be able to make their usual disclaimer about not knowing what's going on in this campaign because they didn't write this?
Well,
I mean, I didn't write the whole book, but
and most of this season I wrote regardless of Dead Man's Rust. So really, there's just like one little like, you know how like Rivertown Blues is one arc I made. Made one little arc that is going to have to do with Dead Man's Rust. There's going to be one little part. But I basically broke this season up into like little stories that you'll complete. So that's just one of them. And it's actually only a portion
did you
of
break
the
it
large
into
one.
little stories so that we couldn't derail as hard?
Basically, so you could derail in a way that doesn't cause us to like go on massive tangents. It's more so you can still derail, but it doesn't. I don't have to try and work myself back to the main plot. I can just be like, that happened. We did that. We did that thing, and now we can go do this thing. We don't have to. There's less of a tight timeline, I suppose. You have more free reign. Because,
A
you know.
derail-friendly campaign setting.
Yes, it's exactly. I made it derailing friendly so that we're totally fine for you to just go off the rails because I can just always be like, okay, well, we did that. But wait, what's going on over there? Look in this direction. So yeah, that's my plan for all of you. Basically just building train tracks as we go.
Like that cartoon where you reach behind them and grab
Yeah,
the track
just grab it and
in
put it in front of you. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing now. Just like there's like little oases of story, and then I'm just putting tracks down as you all move to like get you in the right direction. So that's my plan. All right.
Love it.
Does anybody want to try and summarize what you learned last week? Or what you did last week?
Okay. Beth, Fiona, and Fennel are all hanging out and doing bad stuff. We assume. We're pretty sure, because Fennel has some magic. We're almost certain of that. And them and Jimothy with the ringleader. And we're just trying to investigate and find out if this is true.
Yes. So you discovered that in Rivertown, whatever's happening, all of the vandalism, all the mischief, it seems to be revolving around these kids. No one in town has really connected the dots yet. Maybe partially because they don't want to believe their own kids are the ones causing the mischief. I mean, that's a thing that happens. People don't necessarily want to be like, no, not my Jimothy. He's an angel. But you haven't tracked down any of the kids to talk to them yet. But you have investigated some of the areas. You investigated the kind of the what's the word I'm looking for? Like kind of like the town hall. And you spoke to Janelle. Who is the newly elected mayor, who is struggling, because she's never been a mayor before. She was elected because they're like, you're a tough, strong lady, you do this. And she's like, I've only run, like, units in the army. I've never run a town. This is entirely different. And she gave you a little bit more information about what's going on, and basically hired you to try and get to the bottom of this. She directed you to some of the places that had experienced some vandalism, including the lizard racetrack that you're all familiar with. You're currently there now. There's also the general store that experienced some damage, and you already saw the tavern, the Dropped Eve, had some vandalism. What you discovered at the lizard racetrack just before we had to end last session was that a couple of things. You found that the lizard racetrack had been vandalized pretty heavily through what looks like a fire spell, a pretty strong one, which does seem strange if it is kids who are perpetrating this. You found a school book. The school book had a history of the area that you're in now currently, where Rivertown is. And it did mention that there used to be a settlement here that didn't exist anymore. You didn't find out too much about it because the last pages were ripped out. And then you found a fairy ring, which is very strange. You gave some offerings, put it in the center of the fairy ring, and you heard children's laughter. So that was probably a little unsettling, and that's where we left off. But before we dive into the story, let's talk a little bit about your characters and a little bit about you, because we skipped that because I forgot because my memory's bad. So we're gonna do that, and then we'll get right back in. Alrighty, so we're gonna go we'll go down from the top today. Hiromi, who are you? Who are you playing?
Hi, I'm Hiromi. They, them. I write for Onyx Path and other people. I'm playing Zasa, the Asathi wizard, which means that I'm a snake girl, which you get to see because I have scales and a red dragon hat.
Which is canonical, by the way.
Yes.
Alrighty,
Good.
very nice. Next up, Candy.
Yep. Hi, I'm Candy. I play Kai, Kai Thorncraft, the halfling paladin, also known as the itty bitty tin can, and she's having some fun in Rivertown, trying to figure out this this little mystery.
It's probably a little bit nice to have a mystery that really isn't involved with the end of the world, it doesn't seem.
That's what I was about to say. Yes, that's what I was about to say.
Alrighty, very nice, very nice. Next up, Megan.
Hello, my name is Megan. I play Caravan. She's a blood-tainted Triton monk, so she's like a mermaid but with legs, so none of that weirdness there. It's just doesn't be carried around in a bathtub or anything. Everything's fine. She is not having fun here. She's very distressed because they are, as far as she's concerned, confronting the big bad evil guy of the entire campaign, which is a small child named Jimothy. In reality, she's probably just bullying this kid mercilessly, but that's just how it's going down. So yeah, we'll see how this turns out.
I mean, at least you've accepted she's probably just bullying a child.
I mean, I know this.
All right. Rune is out today, but he'll be back next week. And then we have Shawnee.
Hello, I'm Shawnee. I play Shaho, who is a Manticora ranger. I'm not having as good a time as I could be because I'm pretty sure Jimothy and his friends harassed a tree. And after we've seen the forest and things that we've been through, I just can't abide by that. So Shaho is like, okay, well, we've got to put a stop to this, but also every 5 seconds something catches her attention.
Yeah, I mean, she's a little distractible, but you have all literally been inside a sentient forest before, so I'm sure that does, kind of give you feelings about when people hurt trees. And
I'm learning how to speak to trees.
You speak to the trees. Mm-hmm. All right, so these are my players. They are awesome and lovely, and their characters are great. And we're going to dive right in. Let me get you all back to the Lizard Race map. It would help if I was at my roll 20.
Too many bad memories of the Lizard Race map.
I mean, you did all, betray each other there, so That's why the music's so dramatic, by the way.
The word "all" keeps
Yeah.
getting thrown around, and I betrayed no one.
I mean, I suppose that's true. The betrayal was pretty limited to who was actually doing it. We won't be naming names, but you know, it did happen.
But we all know.
But we all know.
Okay, can you refresh my memory? The laughter that we heard in the fairy ring, did it sound like children? Did it sound like fey creatures? Did it sound like a demon? What was the laughter? Could you imitate the laughter for me?
Well, I can't imitate the laughter of many voices at once. I don't have that ability. I haven't learned it yet. But
Really cool if you could.
I know, right? If I could do that, that would be fucking amazing.
Candy can do birds. You can't do multiple laughs.
My voice box isn't capable. I'll work on it. I promise. You know, when the cyborg revolution comes, I'll get a modulated voice box so I can do many voices at once.
That's all I ask.
Yes.
I mean, it's fair. What the things you ask your DM, just to be able to do modular voice laughter, is fair. So the voices that you heard did sound like children's voices, but it did sound kind of like it was filtered through a sort of ethereal sense of feeling. Like it didn't feel, it raised the hair on your arms if you have any. Otherwise, perhaps it made your scales shiver a little bit. There was something off about it, but it did mostly sound like children. Numerous children, in fact.
Man, I'm not trying to fool with the Fae.
I do hear they can be a bit mischievous.
And we know that, like, Fennel's power is coming a bit too quick, according to Marigold.
Do you know anything about sorcerer puberty?
It's like regular puberty, except much more destructive. Well, 50% more destructive. Anyways.
50% more destructive? Okay.
On average.
Should we try to investigate this Beth person?
Well, I think... Do you think Finn and them had time to settle in? Because we could go to them, too.
It's true.
Yeah, that was
Fiona is his
Fiona.
daughter.
Yeah, right.
It's gonna be an awkward dinner.
It won't be super awkward if we think about our words, Karen.
Yes.
We're not gonna do that.
Subtle.
You know we're not gonna do that. It won't be awkward if we do this thing that we definitely won't do. Come on.
Yeah. Like, it could definitely potentially be more awkward because they're like our friends, well-ish. Much more so than the mayor.
Right. But do we know who Beth's parents are?
We don't know anything about Beth.
Beth, I'm wondering if she might be the child of whoever owns the general store, because that seems to be sort of...
Oh, right. It seems to be happening at places close to...
Yeah.
Oh, but nobody owned the inn.
True,
Somebody
that is true.
owns the inn.
Well, I mean...
But we don't know who it is, though, if one of the kids. But we have... So we have Jimothy with the mayor at the town hall. We're about to play Clue, y'all. So we have Jimothy with the mayor in the town hall that was vandalized. We have Fennel here with the racetrack, right
fire.
there, with the fire. So we are 2 for 2 right now, and then we do know that they do know Fiona now. So that leads me to wonder if the restaurant has been vandalized.
It's a good thought. And if Beth is tied to the tavern and all?
Tavern or the general store, possibly. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe both. Maybe one of her parents owns one, and maybe the other parent owns the other.
Ah, yes.
If she has 2 parents.
So
So possible that because Jimothy and Fenno are paper people, then if they got a bad tip or someone didn't want to pay full price for their paper, then they just started painting things and setting things on
I think
fire.
this is a revenge story.
Which I totally believe Jimothy could do.
Most of the
Don't know the other
parents
kid,
aren't
but-
super involved, so they could
Yeah.
be seeking revenge.
Janelle seems pretty busy, and we know that Finn is super involved in this work. Like, I didn't even know
Yeah,
he
that's
had a
so busy.
daughter,
Yeah.
and we're besties.
Oh man, that's definitely a pattern.
So should we go there first then, since we know them, to kind of check up on them?
We didn't know that Finn was a
Because
city.
I think that's gonna be awkward. I want to put it off to be
We'll put it off a little bit.
Yeah, let's go and check back at the inn and the general store and see if the owners had children.
So we're gonna go get more receipts before we go to Finn.
Okay. We gotta confirm some things,
Yes.
but
Okay.
now it's pure speculation.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's just walk up to some
I'm down.
strangers and ask them to tell us about their kids if they have any. That'll be fine.
We have the note from the mayor that we're, finding out about it, and at the inn, we scrubbed off the graffiti, so they're kind of super nice to us.
All right. So is it decided you're heading to the general store to check out what's happening there? Is that
Yes.
what
Yeah,
you're
I'm
doing?
good with that.
Okay.
Yeah. Ooh, look at the general store.
Oh, so much food.
All right.
Why is so much of the food on the floor? That's
Well, they
Because
broke it. It was a
analyze, we're
break-in.
about to learn.
Yeah, you're about
Is
to.
that
learn.
gummy bears?
I mean,
What
maybe.
does that look like? Gummy
Yes,
bears.
there's a pile of gummy bears on the floor. Monstrous.
All right. So, you leave the lizard racetrack, saying goodbye to Adiel and Glynis. And
I think
We're frozen.
what was that?
Yeah, the stream is frozen.
Oh, is it? Oh, let me see. I think I know what it is.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
you're frozen on Zoom.
It's Zoom's doing the thing again. All right, I'm gonna have to close out
Yeah.
of Zoom. I'm gonna put us to the away screen. I
Okay.
don't know why it does this. It just decides to freeze up for no reason. So, let me
Look at
just...
my face on Twitch right now.
I know.
All
I
right,
look like
well,
a mid sneeze.
we'll be right back, everyone. Let me just.
last week.
All right, we're back.
Because it wasn't happening the first weekend either.
Yeah, I don't think it happened the first week. I think it was just the second week. That's okay. We are back. It did the thing it does now, where it freezes me, and then I have to get out of the meeting, and then get back into the meeting, and then there's two of me. I don't know. We fixed it though. So hopefully everybody can hear us. Let us know if we freeze up again. It is just a thing that Zoom's been doing for whatever reason. Anyway, let's look back at this map again. So you arrive at the general store, and you see that it looks pretty normal on the outside, but it is closed for business right now, which, given it's still kind of like the middle of the day, it does seem a little bit weird that they're not open. The sign outside the general store says that it is called Elizabeth's, and with a little exclamation, apostrophe S, so Elizabeth's General Goods. And yeah, but it is closed right now. There may it does look like there's probably an apartment of sorts up above, so the owner might live up there. But you would have to inquire further to, actually gain access to the building.
Guys, I think Beth could be short for Elizabeth. I'm just throwing it out there. I see the word Beth inside the name.
It could even be short for Elizabeth Jr. Maybe she doesn't like being a junior.
This goes by Beth, yeah.
We are assuming that there's malice here when it could just be youthful meddling.
Which is pretty malicious.
You think so? Kids are just naturally malicious.
I was a preschool teacher for a little bit. So, yes.
My condolences.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you for your service.
Yes.
I mean, that's a tough job right there. Oh,
Do we
children.
see any broken glass or like wood
Yeah,
splinters?
Caravan wants
Yeah,
to do
can
the
we-
reasonable first step of going and looking through the windows rather than knocking or
Yeah,
anything like that.
make a
All right.
circuit around.
I would like you all to roll investigation for me.
Make a snoop check.
Let's see what you learn here.
Ooh.
Kai and I getting it done.
Getting it
Uh-huh.
done. So Karen, you said you were looking in through the window, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, and Kai, you said you were making
Or
a
if
circuit
need
around the
be,
building.
I can give Kai a heft.
Yeah, I'm making a circuit. I want to see if there's another entrance.
Okay.
Other than the front one. And then just kind of, see if there's anything that looks obviously like out of place.
So you realize a couple things at first when you're making your circuit around the outside. One of the first things you realize is that there does seem to be another door over here that comes in through like a little stable area. You're able to, see this is a fenced-in area right here, and then there's the door that goes in. From the outside, if you were to look through a window, you could tell that this looks like a living space, but there are some stairs that go up as well, so there's probably another room up there. You also notice that over here, there is there's some crates stacked up and a barrel, and this window is broken. That's what you notice kind of first thing off the bat. Caravan, when you're looking in through these windows, just kind of walking around the building looking in, you notice that there is a lot of stuff that's been knocked over on the inside. But one of the areas that looks the most ransacked is the candy section. There are gummy bears on the floor, lollipops strewn about. There's also some baked goods like sweetbreads and things like that. Sweetbreads, that's in literal bread that's sweet, not the colloquial named other thing that could be. And it just kind of looks like someone was just going through grabbing sweet stuff. There's even some fruits and things that have been knocked to the ground. And those are kind of the things that you all notice right off the bat looking in. But Caravan, as you...
Is Corinne frozen again?
Oh, no.
You're
Am I
frozen
frozen?
again.
It hates me today.
No!
Yes, and so is the stream.
The interesting thing is that your cursor and moving around
Yeah.
roll 20 is still okay.
It's just
Yeah,
Zoom.
But everything else,
Zoom. Yep.
Yeah, it's Zoom.
Curse you, Zoom. All right, we're gonna do this one more time. Hopefully, it cuts this out because
It's Jimothy.
it's the curse of Jimothy. All right, hold on one second. Boop. All right,
Monkey's
back
paw.
again. There was a brief, perhaps the reason this is happening because there's actually two me's, and it's some sort of problem or glitch in the Matrix. But I guess it's fine. Everything's fine. All right. So, were you all able to hear me before when I was frozen?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, that's why you're able to see it first. And Caravan, as you turn around from looking in the window, you actually spot a bird flying towards you, carrying what looks to be a package.
Did you say a bird?
A bird, yeah.
Okay. I heard gremlin at first and I got very confused. But I was excited. And then I realized it was probably a bird.
Perhaps you think it's a gremlin at first. I can't honestly say. So this bird is getting closer. It seems to be flying in from the horizon. And before too long, it reaches you and settles on the banister of this little porch that's outside the general store. And it then uses its beak to clip the little string holding the package that was kind of like tied around it. And the package drops to the ground with a soft, like, foop sound. There is a letter on the package.
So was the bird targeting me or targeting our group?
It looked like it was flying directly at you.
I never get letters. Karen gets really excited, and she's going to do what she sees Rune do all the time, which is dig in her little coin pouch and pull out how many gold pieces? How much do we pay birds? How much money do birds like?
I think we usually just do like a gold piece.
Okay.
Yeah.
The bird holds
What
out
if they
its
brought a
little
really big package though instead of a letter? Do you need to?
Yeah,
hold
that
on, hold
package
on, bird.
is-
I'm working on it.
That package is a bit. Maybe do 2.
Okay, I'm gonna give bird a big tip. I'm gonna give him 3
There you go.
gold pieces. Remember me, Tweety.
That bird is flush.
As you pull out the 3 gold and put it in the little pouch that's on the leg, the bird hops happily, tweets, and then like gives you a nod and flies away.
Yeah, that's something nice. Okay. What's the letter on the front say? Caravan has immediately forgotten about everything that's going on at this place she's at.
So the letter on the front is addressed to you, and as you open it, you see that it's signed with the seal of the Phylacteric Vault. So you think whatever in this package might be your reward. Do you read the letter first, or do you rip open the package?
I think she would see the seal and then look kind of disappointed and turn to the exhausted. I think this is actually for you, and they thought I was your secretary again.
Well, you're very skilled at clerical arts.
I know, like I get it. I get why they do that, but I got really excited because it has my name on it, so I thought it was for me.
I mean, it might still be for you.
You should still open it.
Yeah.
I would feel
look
bad
at the
about
letter.
opening your mail if it turns out to be your mail.
She'll use a claw as a letter opener and slice that bad boy open.
So you slice it open, and you do see that it is directed to you. It says, Caravan. A few of our most esteemed members repaired this shawl for you, after a divination master in our midst thought it might come in handy. However, those who pieced it back together were unable to advise precisely what it does. And then you assume whatever they're talking about is inside the package.
She'll lower the letter and she'll reach over and open up the package. What's in that bad boy?
Inside the package is a patched together, deep blue shawl. It's the color of the sky at twilight. Occasionally it sparkles as if stars were woven into its cloth. It has been sized appropriately for your frame from the measurements taken that you had sent them. And it seems to be made of like a very darkly hued lace of some sort, restitched together after being torn apart.
Okay.
That's super pretty.
They sent me a pretty thing. I don't know what this is for. Maybe they thought my shoulders would get cold.
I could examine it for a bit and try and see if I can find a more precise answer for you if you like.
That's probably good because I'm actually, cold doesn't really bother me that much. So if that's just what it does, then maybe you should have it. It's very pretty though.
All right, so
Can you look at
Zasa,
it, Zasa?
Sure.
you're gonna take a look at this. I imagine you're going to identify this, or use some sort of just take a good look at this using your knowledge of magic.
Gonna spend 10 minutes using the identify spell as a ritual.
Okay, perfect. So you take some time really examining this shawl, and you realize that this is something incredibly rare. This appears to be a shawl of Elder Starlight. This shawl, you are able to discover and kind of remember a little bit, something you've read about. It is a shawl that is woven from strands of Elder Starlight, which only the Fae know how to spin. The fact that it had to be pieced back together means it was probably damaged or destroyed in some way, and that's how the Phylacteric Vault got it. But you don't know all the effects of what this shawl does. You do know, though, that when wearing it, you would gain advantage on all saving throws against effects created by a Fae creature, and you gain advantage on all charisma checks when interacting with the Fae. You do feel, though, that there's something else here. You kind of get this feeling that there's something about this shawl that when you look at it, it makes you feel a little bit uncomfortable, a little bit as if you're walking through a space you're not supposed to be in, almost as if you're stepping outside of what you know. And it's a very uncomfortable feeling, as if this magic really isn't magic you're that used to dealing with.
Seems like it does quite a bit more than just keep you warm.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay, well, in that case, I guess I can wear it, and we'll see what happens.
It's a mystery.
It's a mystery. Karen will take it, and she's going to, instead of putting it over her shoulders, she's gonna like tie it around her bust and knot it up there and make a little shirt out of it.
Perfect.
As one does with ancient lace.
with ancient, rare, Fae woven lace. Yes, exactly.
With all the respect for magic and knowledge that Karen has. All right.
Ancient
With that
Fae
settled.
woven halter top.
Yes, exactly. Ace atop. She's going to straighten up. So I just want to throw out there, based on the crates that I see stacked leading up to this broken window, and what looks to be mostly candy and sweet things that were vandalized inside the store, from what I can see from my spying, that I think we're dealing with either a child, which was our first guess, or I want to introduce a new possible suspect here, which is a very small adult that likes candy, like maybe like an Oompa Loompa sort of type.
I mean, we do know short people, and maybe some of them have
Come around the
extra
corner.
candy.
Hi guys. What you guys
Yucky.
doing over here?
Betrayal.
All right, Shaho, where are you looking? What are you looking at right now?
I was checking to see if I saw any footprints around the crates or anything.
So, you actually do. Give me one moment. Boop. You spot some little footprints leading away from the crates and towards the trees again.
Kai, do these look like halfling footprints?
So, Kai, you're able
There we
to
go.
take a look.
I go take a look at them.
Yeah, you're able to take a look, and there are numerous footprints here. You would say that maybe one of the sets that seem to be here could be an adolescent halfling, but not all of them. They're all pretty small though.
Probably, definitely like the kids, and not like a Oompa Loompa.
Okay, I still think it's a strong possibility though, so we shouldn't discount it right off. Shaho, you only see footprints leading from here and not to here?
Yeah, looks like they're only pointed away.
Maybe we got it all wrong when they were being held prisoner here and they broke out, and now because they're mad, they're going around and setting the town on fire.
I have no reason to disagree strongly with that idea. At a 10 intelligence over here, I'm like, could be.
Shaho, I would like you to make a survival check for me.
I'm sorry, that shawl is so pretty, and I keep staring at it. Your halter top is really cute.
Okay, but my eyes are up here, so I need you to...
Yeah, sorry, I gotta focus. Okay.
Yeah, so you're definitely just really distracted by Caravan's gorgeous top. It seems to sparkle a little bit, which is quite nice. But that's about all you're able to gather.
On to the next crime scene.
Should we see if anybody's here?
We should.
Well, I found another door in the back. We might be able to get some attention that way.
As long as you do the talking and we don't have to.
Okay.
I mean, I could also talk.
Sasa does some talking.
We'll do talking to various degrees of success.
Sasa's totally fine talking. She should not.
right. Yeah, let's head around to the other door and we'll give it a knock.
All right, so I figured you've seen about all you can see over here. Maybe you'll come back a little later after you've talked to the owners and actually gotten permission to look inside, assuming they let you. You go and knock on the door here, and at first you don't hear anything, but then after a moment you hear some shuffling. It does sound like it's coming from upstairs. You hear some thudding, kind of like someone getting up from a chair or a table and pushing themselves out. And then you hear of someone coming down the stairs. And you see none other than Lazaro come to the door. I don't know if you remember Lazaro, but he was Lazaro of the Lizard Emporium.
Emporium.
Yes.
Yeah.
He sells
I
lizard-related
didn't know
goods.
he lived outside of boats. That's crazy.
And he opens the door, and he looks at you all, kind of stares for a minute, and then has a moment of recognition. Oh, yes! Hello! How are your lizards?
Wait, no,
Moto's
they're-
grown so much, and he's
They're
so helpful. I love him.
Wonderful. And how are the lizard saddles? Are they good?
Oh, perfect. Absolutely
Quite
perfect.
comfortable.
Thank you so much for those. They came in very handy.
Oh, you are so welcome. And Lazaro, kind of gestures about. I don't know how you found me at my house, but if you're looking for the Lizard Emporium, it is in town. We're not currently open, but we will be back open tomorrow if that's what you're looking for.
Actually, that's kind of what we're here for. We have been hired by the mayor to investigate some of the issues that have been happening around town. And we heard that the general store had a bit of vandalism and want to see if we could check it out and maybe ask you a couple of questions, see if you saw anything.
Oh, well, yes, of course. I didn't see much, but my wife, Elizabeth, she runs the general store. We're a bit of a retail power couple, if you will. Let me go get her. And
Okay.
He kind of turns around and he's like, oh, you can come in, by the way. And he opens the door and you see there's a little table over here with 4 chairs.
When he wanders
Look around.
off, I want to take a quick look around and see if there are any family portraits.
Yeah, I want to see,
All
see if
right.
there's a kid or something. Yeah,
All right.
kid around here somewhere.
So you take a look, Shaho. Everybody roll me perception just to see if you do see a family photo or any other family memorabilia about.
Family memorabilia. Paraphernalia.
Hey.
Paraphernalia. That's the word I was looking for. So, Kai and Caravan, you're really doing great with the perception today. You are looking around the room, kind of just perusing. I would say maybe Kai's doing it politely and Caravan's doing it maybe less politely.
Digging out my magnifying glass. I
Yeah.
got my Sherlock Holmes hat on.
And Kai, you're able to find what looks to be school books on the table and some homework. It looks like the name on the school books and the papers is Beth, but you don't see a copy of the book that you found when you were at the Lizard Racetrack. There are some other books, some math books. There is a writing book, but the history book, it isn't there. And then, Caravan, you actually do find a portrait that is hung on the wall. In it, you see Lazaro of the Lizard Emporium. You see what you would assume to be his wife, Elizabeth, who is another Asathi. She is a little bit taller than Lazaro and looks a little bit more refined than he is. He's a bit bombastic. She seems a little bit more reserved. And then, standing between them, you see a small Asathi with big eyes. And she's she's standing with her hands kind of like neatly clasped in front of her. She looks a little bit shy and kind of, if you'd imagine a kid who doesn't really want their portrait to be drawn, that would be the expression here.
Caravan points a claw at the portraits. I found a child.
Good job.
Thank you. Then she steps back and looks smug.
And I tell everybody, I'm like, hey, we do have a stack of school books over here. There does seem to be a history book that is missing. So it could be Beth's book.
This makes me think that history book might be important. And like maybe we need to visit a library or something, which I really don't want to do.
I do.
Shaho, you actually do realize something as well. You find that there is a small little journal that's sitting by the bed, but I don't know if you feel comfortable enough to open it. So you spot a journal, but I don't know if you decide to go digging.
I am absolutely gonna go digging. I'm very curious.
All right. So as you go over, you spot this journal by the bed, and you do think that this bed is probably Beth's. It is quite small, and it seems like perhaps her parents stay upstairs and she stays downstairs on the ground floor. right by this window, strangely enough. And as you pick up this journal, you see that on the front, it is inscribed with the name Beth. But right as you go to crack it open, you hear footsteps on the stairs. Are you going to put the journal back? Are you going to try and hide it?
No, I'm
Option
gonna be holding it, like straight up
Yes.
looking at
Okay,
it.
yes.
Absolutely, like just
All right.
about
my
to crack a
goodness.
page.
And there goes our subtlety.
All right.
Love
So
it.
You see who you assume to be Elizabeth come down the stairs. She is wearing a beautiful white and gray dress, and she has some very simple jewelry on. She comes down the stairs and spots you all. She's like, "Oh yes, Lazaro said that you were down here waiting. I understand that you're can you put my daughter's journal down, please? She doesn't let anyone read it."
Oh, my bad. I'll just sit it down.
Thank you. She's quite protective of the journal. You know, the girls and their secrets. What, you...
And their troublemaking.
I suppose, don't we all make a little bit of trouble? Well, he said that you were looking into the break-in, for the general store. Is that right? I don't really recognize you.
Yes, we actually know your husband, Lazaro. We met him a while back. But we were actually hired by the mayor to investigate. Were you here when it happened?
Oh, yes, well, not in the general store, but yes, Lazaro and I were sleeping upstairs. Beth was, right here sleeping in this room. None of us heard anything, which is certainly strange.
How long ago was this?
Oh, a few days ago. We've been meaning to get everything put back together, but we didn't want to really touch or disturb anything before someone had a chance to look at it. So I'm so glad you're here. I really do want to get back to business sooner rather than later.
Okay.
Good. Well, we were looking around, and I actually noticed really small footprints leading away from the broken window.
Oh, over by the cash register.
Is that
Yeah.
Is that window near the cash register?
Yeah, over here you do notice that there is a little cash register over here, kind of where it looks like they would ring up purchases. Keep the money locked away.
Oh yeah, speaking of cash register, was any money taken?
No, that was certainly the strangest part. No money was missing. Let's see, what was missing?
Well, can you walk us over there and just point out the areas that was hid and what was missing from them, so we can get a visual too?
Yes, perfect, excellent idea. And she leads you all through this door here. It looks like this goes directly into the store. She does have to take a key off her belt to unlock it. And then you're brought inside the main general store. I would like you all to roll...
When you're...
Oh, go ahead.
When you're home sleeping, is this door locked or unlocked?
At night, we always keep it locked. We want to ensure that if someone were to break into the general store, as did happen, that they wouldn't have easy access to the living quarters. God forbid
Makes
something
sense.
happened to Beth. I'd like to...
Is Beth here right now?
Oh, no, she's, I believe she's out. Yes, she's out. She went to go, get a new school book. Yes, she was getting a new school book from, Moraga, her teacher. She lost her history book, and, she really needs it for a test that's coming up. Having to pay for a new one on top of all this vandalism was less than ideal. But, kids.
Oh, kids.
Yeah.
Can you all roll me an investigation check?
Now there's the little one.
All right.
Not today, I can't.
So most of you are
Oh, that's awesome.
just kind of looking around at the general mayhem in here. As you did notice earlier, Caravan, it is mostly sweet stuff that seems to have been ransacked a little bit. But Shaho, you in particular notice that it does look like someone or multiple someones were trying to carry candy and apples and dessert breads out in a path towards this window. It seems to make a bit of a path. Here and here and here. And it looks like they were dropping things as they went, as if they had grabbed too much and couldn't keep everything while also trying to get out the window. And
Alright, so like Shaho's like really into this. So she's dropped to the floor on all fours and she's like batting some apples and stuff and like looking at it and everything. And she's like standing up and doing stuff like this. Just all kind of stuff is going on because she's into it now.
Oh, quite the investigator. Well, I'm glad I have you on my side trying to figure out what's going on here. Well, as you can see, mainly it seems like our candy section was a bit ransacked. We don't have a whole lot in the way of candy, but we do have some, sweets for the kids and for special occasions. Some of our dessert breads were taken. I was quite displeased with that because, well, they take some time to make. They're not exactly cheap. And our fruit section is a bit of a mess, honestly. But we didn't notice anything else taken. Usually, if someone were to break in, I imagine they would go for money. They would go for, we do have adventuring supplies. We have some rations, things like that, but nothing really practical was taken, which was the weird thing. That's why we're all a bit baffled, honestly.
That is pretty weird. We have really tiny footprints and only sweet stuff was taken. Have any new adventurers or anyone new come into town that's small?
Well, I don't think so. I mean, you're here. Kai, was it? You're quite small.
Yes.
But no, I mean, not. People are passing through every day, but nobody particularly small, other than halflings, dwarves, things like that.
I have a follow-up question.
Sure.
Do you know anybody who is of small stature who has like a milestone celebration coming up, like an anniversary or a wedding or a birthday where they would need to have lots of desserts?
Well, I mean, Beth's birthday's coming up, but, if she wanted cake, she could just ask for it. I literally have the cake in the store. But, beyond that, I don't really keep a calendar of people's birthdays.
Have you heard of any children having growth spurts where they just inhale everything that they come across?
Well, I have noticed the kids in this town have had quite a sweet tooth lately. Before the ransacking, I was, selling out of candy like nobody's business. But, the kids only have so much money. I'm sure they used up their allowances and got it out of their systems.
Have any kids come in recently requesting candy, but were unable to leave that day with any?
Well, Jimothy did run through all of his paperboy money. He came in quite distraught because he was planning on getting some of the little, gummy monsters that we have, and he was going to get some of the sour lollipops. But, he came up short. He only left with an apple or two. He was very angry, stormed out, But, you know, that kid has quite the temper sometimes.
How long ago was that?
Oh, I'd say last week, maybe.
I have another question for you.
Yes, of course. Go ahead.
Are you any good at the game Connect the Dots? Like, if you have some dots in front of you, can you connect them? Or is that just not something that you're good at?
Well, I suppose I connect dots just fine. I don't play that game particularly much.
Okay.
I
can
I
tell,
do have
that's all.
uh
And again, she looks very
question.
smug.
Oh my- yeah.
And then you see Elizabeth kind of like put a hand on her chest, like, you're saying that you think it's Jimothy and the kids who broke into the shop.
I'm not saying anything, but maybe you should play Connect the Dots more. I guess I'm saying that. I'm saying you should play Connect the Dots more, and maybe you could connect some dots.
It seems like a possibility, but we are still investigating. Hopefully we'll have some more news for you real soon. But I did have one more question. Was there any other like vandalism as far as like odd faces painted or burned anywhere?
Oh, well, now it wasn't quite vandalism. I swept it up, you know, before I even really thought about it. It was in the hubbub of that first day when I came down here and noticed everything was in a disarray. There was a strange face made out of sugar that had been spilled on the ground.
Did it look like this?
It did, yes. I mean, you know, it was made of sugar, so it wasn't quite so dark, but yes.
Interesting.
Okay. Let's see.
Do Jimothy and Beth hang out? Are they friends?
Well, sometimes. They have a bit of an on and off friendship. Beth is a very sweet, shy girl, and Jimothy, you know, he's a bit of a handful. I've had to tell them not to hang out numerous times, but, you know, they go to class together, and when they go to class together, they walk home together, things like that. Jimothy lives right down the way, so he's not too far from here. So, sometimes. I'd prefer if they didn't, because I think the little boy is a troublemaker, but, you know, kids are kids. I don't always listen.
Can you tell us exactly where Jimothy lives?
Oh, yes. Jimothy is...
Like, just give us directions.
Yes. I'll mark it here. Do you have a map?
Do we? Okay.
I imagine that...
It seems we do.
Yeah, you probably have a map. I think, at the very least, Janelle would have given you one of the town just to help out when she marked where the vandalisms were.
Yeah, okay.
And, you see that Jimothy's house is, not too far away, but it does kind of seem like it's a little bit at the epicenter of where all these things have occurred. There is, if you were to plot a map, when she points to Jimothy's house, the rest of the vandalism and the encounters surround Jimothy's house.
Interesting. Okay. That's all the questions that I have. Are you all satisfied?
I mean, I feel like I should get out some red yarn and pin it on a board, but otherwise...
Thank you so much for cooperating with us, and we'll let you know what we find out.
I would so appreciate that. And I know that you know, I can tell. Perhaps I wasn't, you know, thinking about this completely logically, but I can tell that you do think that the kids have something to do with this, you know, just given your lines of questioning, and I suppose the candy is quite telling, and the little footprints you found. If you want to speak with Beth, you do have my permission. She should be with Moraga. Moraga lives down by the river. I can mark that on your map for you as well if you like.
Oh yes, please.
Thank you.
Does she live in a carriage down by the river?
No, but you know she used to. She finally set down real roots though. And Elizabeth marks down
Caravan.
a
Oh,
caravan
I should have
down
done
by
that.
the river.
Sorry.
Caravan down by the river.
She marks the map for you, and you see that it's not too far from here. It is a little bit of a walk. It looks like Moraga lives a little bit outside the main town, but close enough that it's not a far walk at all.
Okay. Alrighty, let's get out of here.
Before we depart entirely, I'd like to take another look at those footprints.
All right.
Do any of you said there were many footprints?
There was, yes. There's...
Many as in like
Go ahead.
multiple creatures?
Yes, it did look like there was footprints from multiple different individuals, not just one. There was the one that Kai noticed did look like they could belong to an adolescent halfling. As you're looking at them as well, you do notice that, now it's hard to say because, you know, most people, you know, could be wearing shoes or, you know, have clothes that kind of interfere. But the sizing of one set of footprints does look like it would be correct for the size Beth seems to be if that portrait is recent.
So they're shaped like Asathi footprints?
They are shaped like Asathi footprints, and they seem to be the right size.
Okay.
Alrighty then. Where to next? I feel like
I think we need to go citizens arrest Jimothy.
I think we need to go see if Beth is actually with her teacher.
And also seeing what's missing from the history book would also be important.
Oh yeah, the teacher would know because she assigned the book.
yeah, might have a few other copies. Alright. So we're heading off to Moraga, right?
Down by the river.
Down by the
All
river. All right. So
Are we going through the roads to go down? All right.
All right. So let me just change our music real fast. We don't have a map for Moraga, but we do have music.
We have some more gumshoe type music.
This one's sad.
Because the last two have been
They have been gumshoe
pretty
because
gumshoe.
you've been doing mysteries. All right. So you're able to follow this map pretty easily to Moraga's house. It looks a bit older than you would expect. Older than a lot of the buildings that are in this area. And it's very close to the river. You're actually essentially right on the river so much that you hear the rushing of the water. And it's a older looking building, pretty simple, but well made.
That's good craftsmanship right there. Makes me miss our cart.
We'll see it again.
Yeah. I'll have to head back that way. I assume.
All right, who wants to
All right.
lead this talking?
I spoke
I'll
a lot
go
in the candy shop, so not me.
For the door.
God, just earnestly walks up.
All right. So as
Start walking towards the door.
As you approach the door, Kai, you do see that there is a little sign, a little placard that says Moraga on it in a pretty neat script. And then it does say below that, school teacher, basically kind of denoting this house as not the schoolhouse, but kind of saying if you're looking for the teacher, you're in the right place. Parents might come here a lot to talk to her about things, so she probably found it useful to say, yes, you're in the right place. This is me. I assume you knock on the door, or do you do a little bit of snooping around first?
I'm snooping.
I see that some people are snooping, so I hold off for a second
All right.
to see.
Are you
what they
trying
find.
to stay stealthy while you snoop?
No.
All right. What are you doing in particular to snoop around? Are you looking at anything in particular?
I'm like looking down, and obviously there's probably a ton of different kinds of footprints. So I'm just like following. I see one set, and then I try to follow it, and then I probably like get looped in a circle, and then I see another set, and I go off. So it just looks like I'm just like aimlessly wandering around.
Is that
but I'm
like
just
when the
standing
ants get stuck in a circle and they form a circle of death? Have you seen those
I've
videos?
seen that.
All right.
So I say I'm snooping, but really I'm basically goofing off.
All right. Roll an investigation for me just to see if you accidentally find anything while you're snooping. You don't know. You're just having fun with these footprints. Fun with footprints with Shaho. You know that there's been lots of people coming to visit here, but that's about it.
At one point, she's following her own footprints.
Probably. I'm like, oh, that's a Manacora. I think some Manacoras have been here. Oh, that's definitely a Softie. And it goes around and around and around.
I think we should just go ahead and get moving. Yeah.
Yeah, I good knock on the door.
You hear a little bit of shuffling inside, but the response is pretty immediate. A woman comes to open the door, and give me just a moment here. The woman who opens the door is an elven woman with dark, kind of woody brown hair and tan skin. She has a brilliant streak of white in the front that she's parted to frame her face. And you notice that she's covered in brilliant, gorgeous tattoos. I would like all of you to make an investigation check for me. Okay.
Oh no!
Firing these fucking dice.
Ooh, Caravan.
Caravan, I think you may just be imagining ways to beat up Jimothy. But Kai and
Think about them
Shaho,
tattoos.
Kai and Shaho, you spot as you're kind of, you get really interested in these tattoos, and you're trying to actually see some of the designs in them instead of just kind of seeing them as a whole. And you noticed that Kai, you noticed as a part of the sleeve that's on her arm, there is a silvery heart that has wings. And then Shaho, you notice that there's a specific name inscribed multiple times in the tattoos that are covering most of her arms and her chest. The name is Z-E-L, so Zell. It's in multiple locations, written in different scripts and styles. They're all very beautiful, but it is kind of strange.
Oh, are you?
Oh, so you could go or I can go. Either one of us, really.
Okay, I was just gonna say hi. We're looking for Beth. Her parents sent us
Oh, hi there.
to see if we could find her.
Well, I haven't seen Beth today. Was she supposed to be here?
Oh, she was supposed to be coming to get a replacement for her history book, that she misplaced.
Oh, well, that's certainly not good. I haven't seen her at all. Well, that is unfortunate. I mean, you know, kids, they're quite the handful, that's for sure. All right. Why don't you come
Do
in?
you have an extra?
Oh, go ahead.
Do you have an extra copy of the history book so that we could get it to her when we see her?
Oh, yeah, that's what I was just about to say. Why don't you come in? I can get you an extra copy. You can bring it over to her parents, all right?
Fantastic, thank you.
All right, come on in. And She brings you inside. It is a little bit cluttered in here. Not awful. It's by no means messy. You know, she does have people over frequently to talk about their kids, but it just looks like a lot of memorabilia around the wall. Lots of different items. I would like you all to roll perception checks for me, just to see what you see.
Hey, over 10.
Good job, Zaza.
I'm rolling a lot of 11s.
All right, so 1 minute here.
Yeah, that's your fourth 11.
I wasn't kidding. I've been rolling a lot of 11.
11, 11, 11, 11. Make a wish. All right, so Zaza, you notice something right away. You notice that above the mantle of the fireplace there is an ornate cavalier sword. The hilt is inscribed with a sword rose, which is 4 swords joined at the pommel, like compass points on the hilt. So that's quite an interesting sword to have on your mantle. And then Caravan, having seen a letter today, you're on the lookout for letters, because you got a letter. Maybe you're just interested in letters in general. You notice that on her desk there are various letters all bearing the seal of Uria, which is an island off the coast. Another thing you all notice as you walk in, you know, because she guides you all to take a seat while she goes to her bookshelf, is that she has a noticeable limp that's favoring her right side. It doesn't seem to really impede her, but it is something that's pretty noticeable as she's going to and fro looking for the right book. Well, let me see. It was the history book she was missing, is that right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Let me see here. Yes, here we go. I just assigned this, earlier this year. Wasn't that long ago. I can't believe she's already lost it. But, kids these days don't have any sort of, care for objects. There you go.
Youngest generation, always the worst.
Oh, for sure. Kids these days didn't even see the war. All right. And she gives you the history book. As she hands it over, you notice it is exactly the same book that you found in the rubble of the lizard race. And it is kind of a general history book, but it does have a section on Rivertown and what was here before, which a lot of history books might not have because this isn't a well-known area particularly. Do any of you look through the book right now, or are you going to look through it later?
Yes.
All right, I figured that was the answer, Zaza. I figured I would give you the option. So, Zaza, as you're paging through this book, do you immediately go to the section that was torn out of the other book? Okay, so you flip to that section, and as you had seen before, it does talk about the town that was here before, but a large portion of it is missing. Basically, all it said when you looked before was that there was a town here, you didn't really have a name for that town, and that it was destroyed. But as you're flipping, you find some more information. The town once located here was called Ashbourne. It was a small forest town that wasn't particularly large, but it was well known for one specific thing. It was well known as being a bit of a trade hub with the Fae, which is not common. Usually the Fae did not have too much to do with the material world. They weren't interested. But maybe it was something about the veil being thinner here, maybe it was something about the location. the town here had formed a trade alliance of sorts with the Fae, and the Fae would frequently visit. This made Ashbourne a very special place. The rest is a little bit darker, though. Perhaps this is why the pages were torn out, or maybe someone was just looking for information on the Fae. It's hard to say. But Ashbourne was destroyed during the Divine War. And the reason is because Ashbourne refused to make the Fae pick a side. People from both sides of the battle came to ask Ashbourne to pressure the Fae to support their war efforts. And Ashbourne refused, as they knew that this wasn't really the Fae's war. And one day, probably because of that, it was wiped off the map. Years passed. Trade resumed in the area because of its useful connection to the river. And then Rivertown popped up as replacing what was once here, but probably not in the same way.
I think while Zasa's reading, since she just immediately got into the book, I'm going to try to distract Maraga a little bit. Are you from Urieth originally, or do you have like friends there? I see a lot of letters.
Oh, well...
Just like chilling on your desk.
I have some family and friends there. I decided to stay here, though, you know. They sent me lots of letters. Have you been? It's a beautiful place.
No. I don't think I have. Can you tell me about it?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Uria is an island off the coast. It is where a certain portion of the fighters in the Divine War settled after the fight. It was gifted to the Silver Heart after the war by Corinne. You know, as long as they kept the faith, they got to keep the land. So, you know, it's quite well known. It's very beautiful.
Orion is pretty cool like that.
I think your tattoos are beautiful.
Oh, well, thank you so much. You know, a bit like a story on your skin, you know?
Mm-hmm. My boyfriend's a tattooer.
It's
the F word.
It's a beautiful skill, you know, quite the artist, I'm sure.
Yeah, I've been trying to study them and just kind of be really supportive. And while I was looking at yours, I kept seeing these letters repeat over and over. Is that a particular style, or?
Oh, you mean, and she points to one of the inscriptions, ZEL. That's, just someone I knew a long time ago.
Oh, what a great way to keep their memory.
Yeah, and she kind of goes a little bit quiet. You see her turn around and starts like fussing around with something in the little kitchen nook. Can I get y'all any tea or anything like that? Got something a little harder? If
we
you
don't want to take up too much of your time.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't think we want to impose.
Well, you know, if you're sure. I mean, you have the book now. That's what you came for.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Oh, do you teach all the kids in this town?
Oh yeah. I'm basically the only teacher. No one else can put up with all the little ragamuffins.
Oh, so you teach like Jimothy and Fennel and everyone?
Fiona.
Oh
Fiona?
yeah, that I do. Those little troublemakers.
Have you noticed anything different about them within the last week or two?
You know,
Well,
now that you mention it, I really do. You they've always been up to a certain amount. All kids are trouble. Any teacher will tell you they always get into messes. But lately, there has been something going on. They've seemed to form like a little group together, and they are just constantly getting into things, not paying attention in class. They are constantly sneaking candy in. I have had to take so much candy away from these kids, I swear they're gonna rot their teeth out.
Is there a subject that they all pay particular attention to, though? Maybe they're just like focused on one thing so much that they're not thinking about the other stuff.
Well, I mean, they seem more interested in history and geography than anything else, but in general, they're not paying attention to much. They're always daydreaming, heads in the clouds, looking out the window, fidgeting around. I swear, can't get anything done these past, few months, I'd say.
Have you noticed any recurring motifs in their art assignments? Like maybe some weird faces that just keep popping up or something?
Well, not particularly, no. Not in art assignments. When they're actually doing their homework, I mean, it's pretty standard. Just not doing it often. But I do say I saw some doodles in some textbooks. They shouldn't have been doodling in their textbooks. But I did see this weird hold on. And she actually pulls out, a scrap of paper and doodles and slides it over. It looks like the symbol from the various vandalisms. Now, I just assumed that, they saw it on the walls and stuff, all the vandalism, and were just copying it because it was kind of weird. Kids are like, they mimic you no matter what you're doing. You say a bad word, they say a bad word. You do something wild, they do it too, thinking, I'm an adult now. So, I didn't really put too much mind to it. But I did see that in, I think it was a Jimothy school book.
Oh, how much is Beth's school book?
Oh, right. I usually don't charge the kids for replacements. I know that they're pretty expensive. Just tell her parents that, it's fine. They just have to make sure that, she doesn't lose it again. Next time there'll be a fee. All right?
Well, you're the only teacher and everything, and, the town's up and coming. So, I'm just gonna donate 5 gold. Just
you
to
don't
help
have
out
to
the
do
kids.
that.
I want to. Please let me.
All right, if you insist.
Oh, are you mocking our accent?
No, I Shawnee am from Alabama, so it will trigger.
I think you may be offensive right now.
Like, I have no control. It will just trigger if I hear it.
My grandma's from Kentucky, so anyway, she goes and gets a little box, and opens it up, and it looks like there's some savings in there that probably go towards school supplies and things like that. Well, you could just put it right in here. I'll use it for new books for the kids, maybe some decorations for the holidays, something like that.
Salsa also puts in 5 gold. Like, she's still looking at the book, just does.
Oh, you all are
doesn't
too
even explain
sweet.
that she's doing it.
You're too sweet. You're too kind. I do appreciate it.
Caravan does not put money in for these evil children. What are you guys doing?
It's not money for the children, it's money for knowledge.
They're using their knowledge for evil. Wait, no, we're not saying this in character. It's fine. Caravan just makes a face as people are putting money in this box.
I feel like I hear what you'd say in my head right now. Like, oh, Caravan doesn't like this.
You said all of the children. Are there only 4 children in classes, or are there other children that we haven't heard of yet? Who are
Well,
also misbehaving and being...
there are some more
Upsetting.
kids around town. They haven't been misbehaving to the same extent, but as soon as, if about half the class starts misbehaving, the rest are gonna do it too. You have that many kids goofing off being bad. The rest are gonna take after them and be like, well, I guess no one's paying attention now. But the main troublemakers seem to be Fennel, Lizbeth, Beth, Jimothy. They're kind of the main core group there. Oh, and Fiona. She's usually the sweetest thing. A little bit loud, but she never really caused trouble before now, and now she's been getting up into who knows what. There are some other kids in town. There's Timmy. There is Jam. Who else? Oh yeah, and there's the little new kid. What's his name? He just started last week. Oh, I always try and learn all the kids' names. His name is Maul. So, all the kids have been acting up, but the main ones are the real troublemakers.
Can you repeat the names of those kids again?
Yeah, sure. We had Timmy, Timmy, Gem, Gem, and then Mal, Mal.
Okay. You said it was Gem?
M.
Yeah,
Okay.
Gem, yeah. Gem. I don't know why you're having so much trouble with this.
It's like Jean?
Jim.
Jim? Jam?
Jam.
Mall?
Jam as in,
Like
you
you
have
eat?
a gem in your necklace? A gem?
Like a sparkly?
Yeah, like
Gem?
a sparkly? A gem, yeah. Gem.
A jam?
A jam. No, not a jam.
Yes, hangs out with the holograms.
Yeah, jam and the holograms. Or, like the crystal jams.
Okay. Mall? Like where people walk?
No, that would be with 2 L's, but basically the same thing.
Okay.
Hey, I don't make up with
Do
kids'
you know
names.
Mall?
I just tell you the names. I didn't name these kids. You can blame their parents.
Do you know where Maul is?
Hold on. We got... Zasa, go ahead.
Do you know where Maul lives?
Model, he is, I think he's just, staying in the inn right now. His parents literally just got here. They haven't even set up a homestead yet.
Why are you getting emotional? Did you know someone named James?
I have to say, we haven't gotten this reaction out of an accent since the Midwestern food vendors.
Yes. Okay.
Oh yeah, sure. We got some food on some sticks,
Oh, hey, now, we've got a lot of food on sticks. We've got, porridges. We got some ale and some tankards. We got some nice hot dish. We could go on all day about the food we have down at the Midwestern little food stand over there. We could just talk about that all day.
Maraga, thank you for your time.
Hold on, I have to switch back.
We need to go. We need to leave. Thank you for your time.
Okay. I think we're gonna go. Return this book to Death's parents.
Hopefully we'll spot her on our way since she wasn't here.
Possibly. We might make a stop on the way.
All right, so you're heading back to where the back to the general store.
Oh no.
Oh, okay, so you're not.
That was just for her.
Oh, gotcha.
lies.
Telling
Lot of
Where
lies.
needs to go to Jimothy's place?
Gotcha. Okay. Well,
Like, do y'all want to hit Fiona first, or are we just going straight to Jimothy at
We
this point?
know who the mob boss is. It is this child, Jimothy.
Do we though?
Yes.
You said that Maul showed up a week ago, which is about when things really kicked off. And Maul was staying at the inn, which was one of the places that got vandalized.
But no, it's been more longer than a week though. That this stuff has been happening, right? Or no?
it has.
Interesting. Yeah.
It has been. Okay.
Yeah.
What if
So-
Maul isn't even like a child? What if
I would be
he's-
interested to learn that.
What if he's one
what
of
do you
the
mean?
Mm-mm.
You think Maul's a fey creature that she's been teaching?
I mean, he only showed up a week
Possibly.
ago, and the kids have been messing with Fae. And when we put the stuff in the Fae circle, the voices sounded like weird children because it made my fur go all stand-uppy.
We know how kids do that to you.
Yeah. Ever since Jimothy, I just haven't really trusted them anymore.
No. Jimothy has also ruined my trust in people.
The
I
lizard
never knew it
race
was true
didn't do
evil.
that?
The what?
The
lizard race?
didn't
No,
do
that was just Kai specifically.
Oh, okay.
She looks okay.
All right. So
Is there a memory wipe spell?
I'm sure you can come up with something.
That's what you should have asked for at the Phylacteric Vault, but that's not where you went. So
Hey, I
once
have a
again, you have
favor.
to live with the consequences of your choices.
My favor could still be
That's true.
a
Go back
memory
and
wipe
redo.
spell.
Go back and redo the lizard race.
That's why favor is good, because it can be an item, it could be something else, it
Yeah.
could be, information.
Purging your sins from the world.
All right. So you're headed
All
to Jimothy's place. And are you keeping an eye out for the other kids, or are just booking it straight there?
Yes.
Keeping an
Okay.
eye out because we know they're probably together causing something.
Yeah. Well,
Almost
we only really
certainly.
know what 2 looks like.
Yeah.
Like, really know what they look like.
Well, if we see Jimothy running around and like a little Asathi kid and a little Triton kid,
Triton,
and, like
yeah.
we
We
know
do know at least it's
general.
Triton. Yeah. Like, if they're all together, yeah, for sure.
All right.
Okay,
I'd like everyone to
so,
roll me
yeah,
a
let's-
perception, please, to see if you spot these
Perceptions.
hooligans running around.
I'm
Oh,
looking.
damn,
Ooh,
Zasa.
Zasa. It looks like we have changed sides.
No.
Oh no.
All right. So, Shaho, is that your new perception?
Yes.
Okay, I couldn't
And
remember.
It's not an 11.
I couldn't remember if that one was there for. I feel like we would have mentioned it if it was, but all right. So, Zaza and Shaho. Shaho, you hear it first. You're all walking and you stop listening, and you hear what sounds like kids laughing. Which it could be any number of things, but the fact that kids have been a problem and the laughter of children is what you heard at the fairy circle does kind of lead you. Maybe they're over there. And would you point this out to perhaps Zasa?
Look at my fur. It's standing up. I heard kids laughing.
And Zaza, as soon as you heard this, you turn and kind of gaze out. And you see over by the, kind of near the river, by some trees, you do see a bunch of kids. Just kind of doing something and laughing about it. And you can't really tell what they're doing, but you do recognize that one looks like Jimothy. One is, does look like that picture you saw of Beth. One does seem to be a halfling boy, and the other is a Triton.
This is making me feel like one of the witches from Hocus Pocus. Like, I smell children.
So they're in the forest?
Yeah, they're in a wooded area.
Okay.
Not all the way in the
In a wooded
foot,
area.
but there is kind of a little upspringing of trees and things like that they seem to be playing in. Or, doing God knows
Is there
what.
stuff to like hide behind as we approach?
There are various buildings. There would be a long stretch that was open that you would have to cross, but you can get fairly close, maybe close enough to eavesdrop before you have to get all the way up there.
That's what I want to do first. Let's see if we can get close enough to figure out what they're doing.
All right, so I'd like you all to roll a stealth if you're trying to do this stealthily.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Look!
Well,
Look.
You're wearing heavy armor.
Oh yeah. This is my
Okay,
mission.
well,
I am like a shadow.
All right. So you're all pretty stealthy. There's a moment there where Kai almost face plants because she trips over a rock, but she catches herself and it isn't too loud. So you're able to get close enough that you're hiding behind the nearest building, which just looks to be like a restaurant of some sort. And you're peeking around the edge, or maybe even just listening closely. I'd like you all to give me another perception check just to see what you hear. Okay. So, Caravan, you hear Jimothy's little annoying voice, and he's talking to the other kids. You can't catch all of it, you are a little bit far away, and his voice is very squeaky. But you hear something to the effect of, when will we get the others here? And then you hear a response that sounds like a little bit softer. It's a little harder to hear. Well, I mean, they can really anytime, I guess. And then, Zasa, you hear what sounds to be Fennel kind of speak up. His voice is a little bit deeper. It seems like maybe he's starting to go through puberty a little bit. He's getting those like cracks and high points. I think that maybe we should be a little more careful. Maybe just a little. And then you hear one more voice. Well, I think that, we already have a fairy ring right here. Why don't we just, go get them right now?
Guys, I don't mean to be like an alarmist or anything, but I think those kids are about to get into some serious shit.
I guess, do we just go over there?
I mean, we need to go over there and stomp on those little mushrooms so they can't do their circle bullshit anymore. No more circles in this town.
I wish there were other adults. Why is it us?
Why not us?
I
If not
mean,
us, then who
this is-
shall?
what
You're
we've been
right.
hired to do.
We talked to the other adults. You saw them. They're like, oh my gosh, these things keep happening around the same group of kids. And then I keep seeing them with the results of these things that have happened.
Oh, you're
Gee, I
right.
wish we knew who was doing this.
Okay, so are we just going guns blazing, stomping mushrooms?
I don't know what a gun is, but yeah, we're blazing them.
Going in, swords up.
That sounds. Oh, no. Let's not let that one catch on.
No, I like that one too. These are both good. Keep going. Let's keep going. But let's not run swords up toward the children. That's
Yes. No, towards the mushrooms.
okay. Yes.
All right.
This is fine. Everything's fine. Let's not get this channel demonetized.
But are we trying to like to control them, or are we trying to, because I mean I feel like if we go over there, no, but so I don't think we should like recharge over there is what I'm saying, because then they would scatter.
I mean, I could grease the area and see how
so-
hard it is for them to
You're gonna grease the children? Yes, this plan is perfect. Let's not talk anymore. Let's just
Fennel
do it.
can't control his fire magic.
This isn't fun.
Oh,
We're not gonna grease the children.
It's fine.
I kind of agree. We probably should not be greasing kids.
You got anything else, Zaza? Something that's not, fire friendly?
I mean, I could make one of them double over in laughter, or levitate them into the sky for safekeeping.
We're going back to the Willy Wonka style thing.
I mean, I've got command if we need it, so I can like get like Fennel to stop possibly.
We need
Is
to
it
catch them in the
possible
act.
that we could just go get their
Got it.
leave someone here to watch them and just like send someone to go get their parents so their parents can come
Babysitter?
see,
like a snitch?
so that we have
Hey.
proof?
I feel like we don't have time though. That's the thing.
Oh yeah, they're pretty errant to go to bring. What did you say they said, Caravan?
Oh, they're gonna do something with that fairy circle. They said they were gonna have others here, which I thought meant more children, and then that they were multiplying, which you don't want children to multiply. That sounds horrible. But then they mentioned the fairy circle, so I think they might have been meaning others, as in like the others, like fae people. But maybe they summon other children through the fairy circle, which is also horrifying. There's like a child plane.
Well, do you think we could talk to them?
I mean,
Children?
we could also try
Okay.
that.
Look, we have talked to gorgons. We have talked to trees.
Many times have I tried to talk to Jimothy. He is not reasonable.
Okay, well maybe not Jimothy, but the others, we could try talking to the others and just be like, hey guys, don't do that, that's bad. But I mean,
Okay, if you want to try talking to them, but they're
well,
just gonna
I
put
don't
like
want to
bubble
talk to
gum
them.
in your
I
fur or
want someone
something.
else to do it.
Okay,
Ooh.
so let's just go over there. We'll walk over there. And maybe
They're gonna bully you, Kai. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do if they come after you? They are ruthless. You can't strike them down.
no, you're coming with me. All of us are going.
Of course.
And then let's just go.
They're gonna kick our asses.
We'll figure
Okay,
it out.
I put it out there. It's fine. I made it known. Let's go. Let's do it.
Let's
It's
just
fine.
go. We'll get it.
It's fine.
We'll. All right.
Zaza, be on standby to grease the children.
We are not greasing the kids.
We will if we have to.
Grease the children.
All right.
It's fine. Nothing wrong with that. I don't see why
What's the
everyone's.
worst that could happen?
What's
I mean,
the worst that can happen?
If they get out of control, then I would not be against it. But let's not walk up and do it. Like, because that's really the safe way to get them incapacitated, right? Without weapons or other spells. But
I don't spend a lot of time sitting around thinking about how to incapacitate children, so this is like new territory for me.
well, yeah,
You haven't
hopefully
spent
all
a
of
lot of
us.
time thinking about how to incapacitate Jimothy? I don't believe you.
yeah, actually, not you say
No,
that,
when
Sasa.
I'm having like a shower under a waterfall, I think about the conversations that we've had, and then I imagine we will have, and I'm just like really smart and put him in his place, and then he gives up his evil child ways and returns the stolen stuff to the old ladies. But that's just not how reality is sometimes.
Well,
No.
we can approach them, and then maybe we can just get our lizards to kind of form a perimeter, so that they can't scatter. When
Use
they
them like hurting
Yes.
animals.
Look, okay, like I do ranger stuff and lizard stuff. That's what I got for you.
Fancy is very mean. She will bite those children. He will bite those children.
I'll turn around and realize that the kids are now behind you.
Oh no! Frozen!
Oh.
Frozen! No! Everything's terrible right now.
Oh, it froze as well.
This
What
timing is
timing?
bad.
What timing? All right. Well, while we fix this,
I knew we were talking about that too long.
we'll leave it on this cliffhanger. The kids are right behind you. We're gonna fix our cameras, and we're also gonna take a break. So we'll be right back in about 5 minutes, probably. We'll be back by like 6 p.m. Central. So we'll be right back while we fix everything.
Yeah.
The kids.
we're back. There's children behind you. Good luck with
Oh my
that.
god.
Wow. Good job.
Are we on a battle map?
You're not. I'm actually not having you decimate children right now. Right now.
Okay. Yes.
So, specifically what you see is that Jimothy is directly behind you, with the other kids forming a bit of a V behind him. It's all a little bit strange.
Mighty Ducks.
A little bit Mighty Ducks. Jimothy speaks up. So, what are you doing? It's kind of weird that you're, hiding behind this building arguing about us.
We're not hiding.
You kind of
For
look
one
like you
thing.
were hiding.
If we were hiding, you wouldn't have seen us.
I don't know about
We're
that.
adults,
you got,
and
really
we are
loud.
naturally way better at hide and seek.
But you were, really loud, so I don't think so.
I don't
Super
think
loud.
you think much of anything.
Timothy, why are you messing with the Fae?
I'm not messing with the Fae. Why are you messing with the Fae?
No, I'm messing with the Fae. We're here to stop you from messing with the Fae.
We're not.
You're lying.
I swear, I would rather be inside a pair of lungs than what we're doing right now.
That sentence doesn't make a lot of sense to you, but to adults, it makes a lot of sense. And you know what? She's right.
So if you're not messing with the Fae, then you wouldn't mind if I went over there and melted that fairy circle.
Yeah, I mean, sure, do whatever you want. But, I mean,
Well,
I don't think you want to do that. I would like you to make me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh Lord. Oof.
Let's fight these children. We have to.
Ooh.
Nice.
Nice. That's all.
Let me see here. Let me see
What
here.
do you know?
Come on, Jimmy.
Okay.
Come
So,
on, Jimothy.
for a brief moment, you feel as if Jimothy's trying to influence you, which seems weird because he's a child. It seems like he's trying to influence you with magic, but you're able to fight it off.
I was also prepared for this in our shared dream last night. It all is leading up to this moment.
Jimothy, did you just cast a spell on me?
No.
Are you lying?
No. I'm not lying. Isn't that right, Funnel? I'm not lying. Yeah, no, he's not lying at all. Mm-mm.
Oh my gosh. Your parents are going to be so
Correct,
disappointed.
Findle. He's not lying, you know. Your friend is not lying, just like you don't go around setting things on fire like your lizard race area.
Hey, I
Totally
didn't set that on fire. That wasn't me.
We
And
got
then-
somebody that says you did.
He
I
uh
saw it.
Insight.
he
I
gets
know it, but
he gets
my
elbowed
insight's
by
bad.
Liz really hard. And let me see. I gotta get back to my page. Here it is.
By Liz, you mean Beth.
Yes.
Yeah.
As mentioned earlier, her name is Lizbeth. So, you know, both
Lizbeth. Yeah.
her name is Lizbeth. Because she's the daughter of Lizaro and Elizabeth. Lizbeth. That's how much thought I put into that name. Or how much her
Awesome.
parents put into that name. I don't know. I don't name these kids. Their parents do. So, you know, Shaho, oddly enough, you kind of believe them. Just a little bit. But, Jimothy, he turns his attention to you, Caravan. You know, you and he have had a lot of run-ins. You know, I really think that you should just go. I mean, we're not doing anything wrong, and you're just harassing children.
I really think that you don't think at all, or you wouldn't be out here making deals with fey creatures. Do you know what fey creatures do? They like to snatch children and then eat them. And the more that you contact them, the more powerful they get and the better they can child snatch.
You know, I just think that's like a really stereotypical idea of what the Fae are and kind of rude. But you don't have to be a rude person. And he looks up at you with like big eyes. You could just be really nice. And I'd like you to make a wisdom saving throw, but at advantage.
I would like Jimothy to make a constitution saving throw.
All right, Jimothy can make a constitution saving throw.
Doing it. Make him use all those spell slots.
Are you about to grease this?
DC 14.
Okay, let me,
My connection to the server has been interrupted. Are you gonna
he
roll?
fails that con check. But you do get
I got a
advantage,
16.
Caravan.
I don't know if it shows.
It is not showing, but I believe you.
I rolled an 11 and a 16.
All right. So,
I counter his spell, and I need you to roll in the wild magic surge because that's happening to Jimothy right now.
oh, wild magic surge. Okay. Alrighty, what do we roll for
Ooh,
wild
oh,
magic
no.
surge? I haven't had to deal with that. It's just a D100.
Is that a 20?
I think so.
Is it a 20?
It might be about to boot me from the internet. It does this sometimes. Like my Zoom or Discord will be the last to go. So
We'll keep an eye out. If it happens, it happens. Here we go. Yes, it is a D100. Yeah. All right. Rolling that D100. A 20. Let's see what a 20 is. You have greased the children after all. But
Jimothy did that to himself.
yes, Jimothy greased himself.
Yeah.
And also all of you. I'm pretty sure Greece is large enough that each of you are affected by this. I think you're all close enough. Let's see how big Greece is. Greece is a 10-foot square.
10
Since Jimothy was the closest to all of you, you are all within Greece. So you've been greased. I would like each of you to make a dexterity saving throw for me, or be knocked prone. But I will also be doing this for Jimothy and each of the kids. So,
Corinne, can you roll on my sheet for me since I'm
yes, I can.
Thank you.
Characters.
Don't let any web
Where'd my
pages.
sheet go?
Caravan, character
There it is.
sheet. You need a dex save.
Oof, okay.
There you go. I rolled that for you. Ah, you got a 17. Good
So
for you.
exciting.
So you're fine.
Uh-oh.
Um.
Mine not working. Oh, there it is. Haha.
All right. Let me roll for all the kids. So we
Oof.
have Fennel, we have Jimothy, we have Fiona, and we have Beth. Okay, 4.
Yikes.
What
This is
Ivan?
exactly how I imagine it going.
So, Jimothy doesn't fall, maybe because he realizes he's casting Greased accidentally and just stops himself from falling. But, Lisbeth falls, Fennel stays standing, and Fiona falls. They each kind of slip and fall over, making various sounds of displeasure at that. And Kai, you fall. Caravan, you stay standing. Shaho, you're fine. And Zasa, you fall.
Jimothy, why did you grease your friends? You can't control your magic. You don't know what you're doing.
Okay, so I can, like, totally control my magic. I just think that you did something. It's, like, really rude. And, then you hear Fiona from the back. You should, like, totally shut up about your magic, Jimothy. No, you should shut up, Fiona. And then Lisbeth from the ground. I think both of you should shut up. This is, like, really not helpful.
Oh my gosh, it sounds like you guys are having a lot of tension and infighting, and maybe you should take a break from each other for a minute to work through some things.
This time, Lisbeth stands up, and she's kind of able to gather her feet. It's very awkward because she's standing in grease, but she looks up at you, Caravan, and she's like, "Well, I just really don't think this is any of your business, and it'd be really great if you just, decided to look the other way." And I'd like you to make a...
I think my beefing with Jimothy... Oh, dang it. Okay, go ahead.
I would like you to make a wisdom save at advantage.
Can you roll for me, please?
I can roll for you.
Load.
Karen.
I could disconnect and reconnect real fast and it would probably fix the issue, but it might move my camera.
I'm not sure if you're the last one right now. You might be. Hold on, let me look at the
I'll just
setup of the
hold.
cameras. I think you're the last one right now. So, if you want to disconnect and reconnect, we can certainly try. Because I don't think it'll mess up cameras. You want to go for that?
I think she already has. Wait, what? What's happening?
That was weird. You like
My
froze
bad.
for a hot second.
Hello?
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
no,
okay.
you were. Okay.
You're good.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, and now it's fixed.
Cool.
This
Okay.
I don't understand my internet. It's weird. I literally just have to disconnect for 1 second and it'll fix
Well,
everything.
obviously.
Okay,
Okay.
we're good.
All right, cool.
How did I do on my save?
So, I didn't roll it for you, so you can roll it for yourself if you like.
Okay, you said wisdom and advantage?
Yep, at advantage. It's strange. Everything you've done has been at advantage so far against these kids.
Oh, that's so weird.
All right. So, yeah, you're
Those are
not.
top glimmers.
Yeah, your shirt does glimmer a little bit. You're not influenced by Lisbeth here. Well,
Can I respond to what she said real quick
yes.
and say, actually, pretty sure this makes us you are our business because your parents have okayed us to make you our business. So, what are you doing?
Are you trying to intimidate here?
Sure.
Okay, I would like you to roll an intimidation. It's not a hard check.
Okay.
They are children.
Yes.
But
Let's
you
see.
could absolutely fail, and they think you're funny.
Oh, hey, natural 20.
A natural 20. So,
Yes.
Lisbeth looks up at you with, like, big eyes and goes silent. And beside her, Fiona, who has managed to get to her feet again, is like, well, they're like, not even our parents, so, you know, it's none of your business.
Whoa, what?
Hey, just because they're not spending as much time with you as they could doesn't mean they're not your parents.
No, like, they're, like,
you
literally
saying
not our
they're
parents.
changelings?
Yeah. Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay, I need you to expand on that.
Yes,
Yeah.
please. What?
Fiona...
Who are you?
Fiona kind of clams up again, and then Fennel speaks up.
So they're all
Well,
fake creatures.
so, like, it's, like, kind of a long story.
Oh, what? Are they like brownies?
I
Well,
like brownies. Is that
You
what
like
we're talking
trade out their kids or something? Sorry.
so, all the kids seem really nervous, and Jimothy's, like, glaring daggers at them. And then, you
Oh no.
see both Lisbeth and Fiona change shape. Instead of looking like a little Triton girl and a little Asathi girl, they each appear to have very pale white skin and white hair and big empty eyes. The faces look
Changelings.
a lot like those symbols you were seeing all over town.
Caravan is stomping and clapping, and she's like, I knew it. I called this happening. I knew that this was happening. I knew this was what was going on. Oh, it feels so good to be right now. Oh, it's good. Really good. Yes.
And then Fennel, like, turns around and he sees that the two girls have revealed their true form. And he looks down at the ground and drops his own shifted ability as well. And he looks the same. And now Jimothy's the only one standing there, still looking like a normal child. And he looks at them and he's like, I really can't believe you guys, after everything, you let outsiders ruin it all. I just...
Timothy, give it up. Give it up. We all see through your facade. Just give it up. Just give it up.
But
Give it up.
you don't understand.
Give it
It's not fair.
Give it up.
It's
Timothy,
not
give it
fair. And as he's whining, the facade drops. And Jimothy is also a changeling child.
Don't you feel better? You could just like be yourself, even though yourself is horrible and awful, but it's still yourself.
But we can't be ourselves and be here.
Why not?
Why do you want to be here?
Because our parents are here somewhere.
Your parents?
Yeah, like our real ones. We can't find them.
They...
How
Not to
long
make
have
me
they been
feel bad
missing?
for you.
Well, it's kind of hard to say because, like, they left when we were, you know, back home. And, like, when we're back home, time's different. But, like, they didn't come back, so we came looking for them. And, you know, like, Lizbeth, you know, Beth, like, the real Lizbeth, like, she had called us over here. You know, because she was, like, trying to, like, I don't know, I mean, she wanted to be better with magic, I guess. But, you know, so we were like, well, what if we replace you? And so we did that. And now we have parents again, but they aren't really our parents, and it kind of sucks.
Where are the real kids?
Oh!
Are they in...
You want the real kids? Like, you know, like the real
yeah.
kids? Oh.
I mean, I don't necessarily want them here, but I would like to know where they are.
I'm sure their parents would like them back.
Just how you guys would like your parents back.
But
Exactly.
they like us, so it's fine.
Well, they probably also like their kids. Like,
Okay, fine. And, you know, Jimothy kind of like stomps, or, you know, the changeling that was pretending to be Jimothy stomps towards the fairy circle. You know, if you wanna, you can come get them.
Oh no.
Sure, that seems reasonable.
Question. Did you lose your parents when you changed places with these kids? Because you said your real parents are here.
So that's kind of the part that's a long story. And, the changeling kid, who was, formerly Lizbeth, steps up, and she's like, okay, so the real Lizbeth, the one who, you know, was calling the Fae using the fairy circles and like her history book. She was, you know, trying to get better at magic, you know, because Fennel like had magic and she wanted to be like Fennel, but like Fennel wasn't that strong at magic, so he couldn't teach her. So she, you know, started, you know, messing with the Fae and things, which is, you know, probably not a good idea. But we didn't mean her any harm. And then, so our parents saw that someone was trying to contact from here, right? And, that hasn't happened in a long time. Like, or, you know, what we think is a long time. This place just, like, went silent a while ago, and nobody talked to us anymore. And then, and then someone was talking to us. So they came to come investigate, but then they didn't come back. And so we wanted to come find them. So we came here, and then we met Lizbeth, and we met Jimothy, and you know, we met Fennel and Fiona, and
they all agreed to change places with you?
Mostly, yeah.
Mostly?
Yeah, I mean, they kind of, like, you know, didn't, like, they thought they might miss their families, but they thought it'd be really cool to see, you know, where we live, and we were like, well, you can go see. and we showed them how to go, and then they went, and then we just didn't tell anybody that we weren't them. Because if we are them, then, we can hang out here and look for our parents some more.
Okay, but you have 4 kids in an unknown place where it's probably dangerous to them because they're kids.
Well, I mean, we're kids too, and we're in an unknown place, and it's probably dangerous to us.
From there, and as we have proven many times, this land is not dangerous at all. It's just full of potential friends.
Well, then what happened to our parents?
I think it would be really funny. I'm not saying this happened, but oh my gosh, it'd be hilarious if the people who have been your parents here, where you've been replacing their kids, were actually your changeling parents, and they swapped out, and you didn't even know it, and you've been being parented by your parents this whole time. Oh, that would be hilarious.
The one who had been impersonating Fennel is like, I don't think that's the case. I think I'd know my parents if I saw them.
It looked like somebody else.
Well, yeah, but I think I'd still know them. They raised me.
Can the kids and you be over here at the same time?
Well, I mean, yeah, but...
Go bring them here. Let's all talk together and see what we can figure out. Because at the end of the day, we want all of the kids, Fae kids and non-Fae kids, to be safe. And so get them back over here.
Yeah, get them back here, and then we can see about helping you find your parents, maybe.
Or if Jimothy wants to stay over there, that's fine.
All the kids.
I'm just saying, if he's gonna put up a fight, you can't convince him of anything. So
well, that's kind of the problem. I don't know if they're gonna wanna come back if just we tell them to come back. Because, it is pretty cool over there. And Lisbeth in particular, I think she's learning a lot. And, they might miss their family and all, but also it's, pretty cool. And, I just don't know if we can convince them.
Look, we can set up some kind of student exchange, where y'all, we can look at some things to handle that, but we
with
need
their parents'
them
permission.
all here. Yes.
Okay. Well,
you are not sending me through that fairy circle where you can take my form and have permission from the mayor to go investigate whatever you want. I am too powerful. You don't get to pretend to be me and go around this town. I'm not being tricked into going through that ring. I'm staying right here.
That shawl you're wearing looks kind of familiar.
Does it? Why is that?
I don't know. I think I saw it in a picture once. Anyway,
what kind of picture? Wait,
no.
Hold on.
Who was wearing it?
Someone they went missing.
Were they Fae? I'm guessing.
Yeah, we don't know where they went.
Is it one of y'all's parents?
No.
I was sensing a lot of missing Fae people.
You're right.
Seems to be a theme in your community.
Someone your parents are looking for?
No, I don't think so. But they were from the before time, before it went quiet over here, and before Lisbeth. It was from before.
Oh.
Come on, if you want to find the kids, you have to go with
bring them here. Bring them here.
Well, I can maybe bring some of them, but I don't know if all of them want to come. I can go get as many as I can, but they might not all come back with me.
Oof.
I can get maybe one or two.
So
you need.
Okay. If you get all of them, I will buy all of the candy in the general store and give it to you.
Oh, that's a lot of candy.
She has a lot of money. Yeah. She's incredibly wealthy.
And smart.
All of the candy.
Matter of fact, if there are any other places in town that has candy, we will buy up all of it.
Okay, but what if just one of you comes with me?
Sure.
Party.
Okay.
Zasa, no, we had a dream where you got
experienced this.
This is not happening. Do I need to make a grapple attack against Zasa?
Hey, Marigold, do you want to go? No, but
The one that was
Sure. I'm
Jimothy
kidding.
is holding out a hand to you, Zasa.
oh, oh, do we go? Do we go?
If I see
Okay,
Zasa,
can we-
you gonna reach out?
It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Can we? Oh,
I smack Zasa's hand before. No.
no, no. Okay, can we hold on a second? I feel like we should gather their parents and bring them here.
Oh, you know what? If we are gonna go through this, the parents have a right to know, especially if we're trying to find your parents too.
Yes. So I feel like if we just run real quick, grab all the parents,
And actually,
bring
maybe
them
the
here.
parents will want to go get their own kids. Because I am way more comfortable with that.
I mean, if you want to
You
tell
know
them
who we
that.
should send over there?
Who?
We should send Moraga over there.
Oh, Moraga, she's
Because
pretty
I think
cool.
she is competent.
Mm.
And all the kids respect her because she's their teacher.
Did you hear anything she said?
She's been around a really long time.
And she has the history book about and we at least need to consult her because she assigned the history book that taught about the Fae.
Oh, that's the one she wrote. Mm-hmm.
She
wrote
wrote
it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
We need to go get Moraga.
You need to get a lot of
Even
people.
before the parents.
There are a lot of adults that need to be involved in this.
Well, if you want to go tell all the parents that they haven't seen their kids in like months, you can do that. I'm not
Oh no,
gonna
you're
tell
coming
them.
with us.
Oh, I don't want to tell them that.
No, you're
Well?
coming with us. This is your fault.
You know what people do to changelings? I don't want to tell them that.
Give them candy.
Well, you do.
Give them candy.
Give changelings candy.
I don't know about
Oh,
that.
this is
No one is going to do anything to you for sure right now because you're the only ones who know where their kids are.
We went and left them anyway.
Really?
Except for the gym.
We would not let anybody hurt you,
No.
but
You promise?
Yes.
yes.
You can insight check them if you want
Oh
to.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay, let's make a deal.
Oh.
Mm-mm.
Ooh, making a deal with the
Nuh-uh.
free teacher.
No.
No.
No. We're not doing that. I know better. I don't know a lot of things.
Listen,
I
kid.
know better.
We've been inside entire respiratory systems.
That's really weird.
We've seen giant lips and
Really
eyeballs. We're not making any kind of deals. We're not crossing any mushroom circles, and we are letting the parents and the teacher know what's up. And then we're gonna help all of you.
You know, I have to say, you all are way harder to trick than everybody else in this town. Everybody else, you know, we could just like glamour them and charm them, and they didn't think anything. We were just their sweet kids, and we would never do anything. But you guys are like all suspicious. Rude.
Because we know
That's
that
what actually
aren't
was
sweet.
suspicious. Was everybody thought you were sweet?
Well,
That ain't
okay.
right. That ain't right.
I am as sweet
To
as
be fair, you
candy.
picked a kid who was not great. To
Well,
I have a question.
We didn't know that.
What's with the newspaper bags? Explain the bags. Explain the bags.
Oh, you guys saw me when I was being Jimothy and I had the newspaper bag and you were chasing me? That was you. Uh-huh. So, I changed to look like an adult. You
Okay,
were-
but what's with the why does everybody have these bags?
Oh,
Is it just the style right now?
yeah, it's just a style. But the whole reason that you saw somebody else who had the exact same bag as me is because it was me.
Back, 'cause it was.
That was me.
Yeah.
That was me.
I don't understand fashion.
Okay.
Yeah, like a couple other people have those bags, but the only newspaper ones, like with the newspapers in it, those are both me. You know, because like I can change what I look like.
Newspaper and the shiny thing.
That was
Gotcha,
me.
Gotcha.
I like shiny stuff.
Sometimes.
Well, congratulations.
Yes.
Like we lost you. That was good.
Yeah, I'm good. That's why I'm the
10 out
leader.
of 10 hide and seek.
That's why I'm the ringleader. Mm-hmm.
Do you call it a ringleader because of the fairy ring?
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
I'm the ringleader.
Okay, so you're coming with us.
Yeah, where are we going first? There's a lot
So-
to unpack
First,
here.
because we need to find out information about the Fae. And also, she's used to talking to parents, and we may need someone with that energy.
Okay, so yes, let's go get Moraga first.
We need big parent energy right now.
Are
They coming. Come on, kids.
are y'all just walking around like this?
We'd really prefer not to. You know, my
Yeah,
cat
I
wants to
kind
see
of
him.
figured as much. Okay,
Is
so
it okay for like the kids, or you want to be something else?
Yeah,
for,
For now,
fine.
be the kids.
but
Yeah.
we're going to require you to drop it in front of
Moraga.
the people we're going to get.
You can't be making us look the fool.
But it's really funny.
Funny's not gonna find your parents.
Okay, fair. Fair. That's
Appreciate
yeah. I mean, that is the end goal. We just got kind of distracted because there was like a lot of cool stuff here, and there was candy. Have you tried candy?
Oh,
It's like
I
really
never
good.
eat it.
yes, we have.
It's so good. But okay, fine. All of the kids put
Okay.
up their disguises again. They look exactly
Okay.
as they should now, as if they are the children they should be.
Okay.
And they follow where you want to go because you have figured out what's going on because they couldn't trick you.
Yay, that natural 20 to intimidation and all of those wisdom checks.
Yep.
'Cause-
If they had actually succeeded in, charming you, I would have made you leave or go with them into the fairy circle. So,
All right, so we will head back for Moraga.
All right.
Rude's gonna be mad that he missed all of this fun and these secrets.
All right. So you all head back to. Do you go to Moraga's first before you go to the parents?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
so
yeah. We're gonna rock this.
you head back to Moraga, and her lights are on. She still has candles lit. It is getting a little bit dark now. The kids will probably be expected home soon. But it doesn't seem like she's left. You are able to knock on the door, if that is how you would like to enter. Or you can choose to do something else. I don't know if you want to barge in or knock on our windows like a weirdo. You can choose to do that if you like.
We'll just knock on the door. This is about to be weird enough.
I want to go down the chimney. Santa style.
All right, I will need a couple of athletics checks.
Santa monk.
I guess I'll scratch at the door. Wait, what are you doing in there? Why is this door closed?
So after you knock and scratch and rappel down the chimney, Moraga comes to the door. Oh well, hi there. You're back. Well, what can I help you with? Oh, you got all the kids. Hi,
yeah,
kids.
Yeah, can we come in? We've got a quick story to tell you, and then we're hoping that you can help us.
Oh yeah, sure. I mean, it'd be a little bit cramped with all these chitlins, but yeah, come in.
They'll be fine.
She kind of herds you all in, and then closes the door. She pulls up some. She lets like the kids have the seats. There's about 4 chairs in there. All right. So, what's the story you're talking about?
Just watch. Kids, can you?
Don't freak
Can you
out.
drop-
First off, don't freak
Yeah,
out.
yeah. Don't. Well, I feel like she's been like alive for a long time and wrote that book. She probably
Yeah,
won't-
but you wanna get that out of the way first.
Yeah,
It's kind of
okay.
like if you're gonna give bad news,
Do you want to
you
sit
say,
down first? We
Yeah,
might
you
wanna
say
sit
everything's
down.
okay, and then you give the bad news. So we're just saying now,
Alright,
don't freak
alright.
out.
I'll sit down, and she
So-
like perches on the table
Okay.
because all the kids have the chairs.
Okay. Yeah. Kids, do you mind dropping your glamour spells or whatever?
The kids look kind of sheepish, and then they all look up at Moraga and they're like, okay. And the disguises drop one by one, revealing them to be changeling children. And the first one, Miraga's pretty shocked, like, that she didn't realize. Then the second one, then the third one. And by the time she gets to the end, she has, like, this, like, are you kidding me? Look on her face.
Mother.
Yeah, like, motherfucker. Alrighty then. Okay. I can now see why these kids have been causing so much trouble.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But these particular children have been missing their parents, and a local history expert might be able to assist them with that a little bit. Also, we need to get the actual children.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
that would be pretty important. Kids, did the other kids, the kids who live here, they're all right? And all the changeling kids kind of nod sheepishly and then like kind of shrug, like, yeah, we think so. I mean, like, they're not alone. There's some like other, like changelings over there, and like there's some more kids.
Their other mothers.
Yeah, they're with like the rest of our town. So I mean, like, they're probably fine. They're living in the treehouse. They're
Well,
living in the
it's a house.
treehouse.
It's a house.
All right, okay. So now I'm just gonna. You may not know this because you're just kids, but I'm just gonna, check and see. Now, were you all alive? When the town, your town, used to trade with the town that was here before? And most of the kids kind of shake their head, but one of them, the one that was pretending to be Fennel, nods. I was, like pretty young, but yeah. That like people just stopped talking, like they stopped reaching out to us, and like that's where our parents went. They went to go see what was happening, because like then someone reached out, but like it wasn't the same, they didn't really seem like they knew what they were doing. So like they were all like, oh no, what's going on? And we were like, oh, I don't know. And so they went to go look, but then they didn't come back. All right, well, that's a lot to unpack, but okay. So, now, I think what happened here, now, I can't be certain, but I think that, when the town that was here before was destroyed, the, Fae lost connection with this plane through this portal, or, the veil, or whatever it was they were using to get in contact with people here. And then, when, who was, trying to reach out? Do you know? And she's directing this question to you guys.
The girl.
Fennel?
It was the other one.
No, I think it was Fiona. Because Fennel had the magic, but he wasn't strong enough to teach her.
Oh, yes.
So
Was that Fiona or was that Lisbeth?
In one of the two.
That's one of the girls.
Yeah. One of the ladies.
One of the kids pipes up. It was Lisbeth. She wanted to
Okay.
have strong magic, but Fennel couldn't teach her, so she reached out to, like, try and get magic from the Fae because she heard from in your class that the Fae used to make contact with the people here, but then they stopped doing it, so she thought, what if I make contact with them? And then, like, one of the other kids, like, puts a hand over their mouth, like, shh. All right, so it seems like Lisbeth, she reached out, kind of poked at that veil that was there, and the other town figured out, hey, maybe someone's still out there, and they sent people to search. Now, I can't say what happened to them, because I really have no idea. There's a lot of dangers out here. But then you kids, did you come looking for him? And all the kids nod. But then we got distracted. Just a little. Like, just
a little.
Just a little. There's just a lot of cool stuff and there's lots of candy. Alright, and that's been all the damage. Am I getting this right? There's lots of nods.
Seems about right.
I'm just curious, like the drawing faces everywhere, were you trying to do self-portraits or like draw pictures of your parents, or is that your version of a smiley face, or what's up with that?
So it's kind of a little bit of all three. So we were, well, one of us thought it was a good idea to, like, put the pictures up to, like, see if anybody had seen people like that, because, like, we hadn't dropped our glamour, but, like, maybe if they'd seen our parents, they would, like, know, like, oh, I've seen that before, but then, like, nobody really saw they had seen it before, except for Moraga, and, we know Moraga was just, like, here before, so, like, that wasn't very helpful, and then it was just kind of fun, so we kept doing it. It was cool. We did it.
Distracted. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
If we find out a bit about the way Elizabeth made her contact, can it maybe give us an idea of how their parents would have tried to respond? How the fake kids' parents may have tried to respond?
Well, now it might. I mean, I think talking to Elizabeth is going to be your best hope there. Kind of see what she was doing. My guess.
Well,
here,
I know she has a journal.
Oh, that might be helpful. You know, if you want to read the journal of a preteen girl, it might be full of secrets. But
Well, I mean,
I
she's
mean,
missing.
she is missing.
We-
But you know where she is, though, right, kids? And they nod. I mean, last time we checked, she was in the treehouse. All
How
right.
long ago did y'all talk to them?
Didn't they say something about time being different in the Fae tier?
Yeah.
Well, but here, like, how long since it's been here
We last
that you've talked to her?
sent someone over to talk to them. Elizabeth was the last one to go over. She was here the longest. And that, you know, she only went over after she turned all the sand to glass. Because she realized, oh, wait a minute, maybe I've just gotten over my head. Maybe I should go, you know, kind of learn a little bit more about it. And, so she went over, and that was like, a week ago. It wouldn't be that long over
Okay.
there. Maybe like a couple days.
It's not too bad. Okay, well, Moraga, the plan is to gather the parents and let them in on what's going on. At this point, so we make sure we get all of the kids back here.
That would probably be the best way, you know, to get the kids to come back, you know, knowing, you know, that their parents are the ones wanting them to come back. Parents aren't going to take it well, though.
No, they probably won't.
No, they won't. I've had to break a lot of bad news in my time, but nothing like this for a long time.
Yeah.
Before we even dive into this whole mess, Caravan, was it? Where did you get that halter top you're wearing?
Someplace.
Well, I mean, it's very nice, but that's not why I'm asking. It's quite rare. Do you know where it came from?
It was a gift.
All right.
I don't have a gift receipt, so no.
I
She just stares back.
I swear I knew someone who had one just like that.
Would you say someone who went missing?
I would, yeah.
Is it Zell?
Oh my god, just ask people if it's their lost person.
I mean,
And
It's
she
a weird
gets
day.
a sad look on her face. Yeah, it was Zell. They had a shawl just like that.
Well, now I'm gonna feel weird wearing it around you.
No, it's
I'm gonna
fine.
keep doing it.
It's fine. I honestly don't want it anyway. Bad luck. I mean, not that I think you'll have bad luck with it. I'm just saying, you know, someone disappears in a shawl, and maybe the shawl had something to do with it. Is all I'm saying.
Well, I want to describe what state it was possibly in, but I don't want to distress you. So now we're at an impasse.
I think we are at an impasse.
Kai's getting emotional again. Gosh, this keeps happening.
Well,
She
you know,
gets so upset when she comes here. I think she had a bad experience at school or something.
well, you know, a lot of people have this kind of response to me. I make people very emotional. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I'll leave that up to y'all. All right, so
Okay.
I mean, we might as well go find those parents, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but can you like tell me about the shawl first? Because you brought it up. So
All right, so that shawl was owned by Zell. It is it's very rare. It's something that can only be wove by Fae, and they're the only ones that know how. But the thing that is most interesting about that shawl is that you can, at least Zell could, I don't know if you can, use it to kind of flip yourself out of reality. Just kind of poof.
like when you listen to a good song, or what do you mean?
No,
Get
like
myself out of reality.
I mean, like, totally just stop existing and then, like, show back up again. For, like, a whole day. I don't know where they went, but they would just, like, go. They could only do it at night, though. And then come back.
Interesting.
I always kind of wondered if that's where they went and they just didn't come back. You know, because, like, something happened to the shawl. But I was never able to find
Something
it.
happened to the shawl, for sure.
Well, I mean, it looks pretty beat up.
It had some repair work done. So maybe Zell lost it and it got like caught on a tree and then the wind ripped it up.
But
I'm sure Zell's fine.
one of the Fae kids said they also recognized it.
Oh, yeah. Zell was Fae. So, I mean, you know, maybe they saw him wearing it or something. I don't know. Or, maybe they know someone who makes them like that. No one makes them here, you know, but if over wherever they're from, might be a little bit more common than they are here.
Caravan's gonna turn to the kids. Was it Zell that you saw wearing this before?
And the one that was, replacing Fennel's like, well, I was, like, pretty young, but, I kind of remember Zell. And they did have a pretty neat shawl. I remember thinking, oh, that's pretty. Yeah.
It's a pretty neat shawl.
It's pretty cool.
How long has it been since you saw them?
So, for, like, I'm really bad at, like, telling, like, time here, you know? I'd say, like, more than 100 years, like, here.
Raga, does that line up with your timeline?
She nods. Well, that's, you know, Zell went missing, right around during the Divine War, when, Ashbourne was destroyed. I came back and couldn't find him. Town was, just ashes. So, I mean, it's possible it was the same time. Could have been before,
Oh my
though.
gosh, the town was named Ashbourne and it got turned into ashes?
Yeah, it was pretty ironic. I think someone did it on purpose.
That's super ironic.
Yeah, I think someone had a pretty
Parents
sick sense of humor.
should.
It's, wasn't great.
Well, it's not funny.
Pretty rude.
Yeah, no, definitely rude. Definitely rude, destroying an entire town. All because they wouldn't help your war. I mean, it was everyone's war, but, you know, Faye didn't really have anything to do with it.
Okay. All right, well, now that I've totally brought the mood down, do you want to go find these parents and let them know their kids are missing?
Yeah, we should probably
I
do
think
that.
we're in a good headspace for it.
Yeah, we've gotten pretty serious, gotten the giggles
should.
out of our system. Let's,
Start with the mayor.
yeah, go talk to all these
I
parents.
had a good cry.
Now, I don't know if we should be doing like the whole "can you drop it" thing, For them, Moraga, I felt like would be fine.
Yeah, let's
but
not
for the
do
parents,
that.
we might want to explain first,
Let's not do that. That seems like a very unwise.
and then maybe just have their respective like child drop it real quick, but also promise that they won't do anything to like with these sick kids.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
think
even if they try,
They
we
might
can
be
protect
mad.
them. Like, I could totally beat
Yeah.
up Lazaro.
No, just saying, hey, look, we know you might be a little angry, but they're just here looking for their parents as well. So,
All right. So, since we are drawing to the close for the day, we do have a couple of options. Megan, you will be away from us for a little while after today.
Yes,
Because you got to go have a baby of your own that hopefully won't get stolen by changelings.
I do. Well, now who knows? You put it out there. Who knows?
I put it into the universe. I'm so sorry. So we have a couple of options. We can summarize the very end of this, which is basically just revealing to the parents, and then the parents going in and getting their kids. Or we can let this carry over to next week. I'll kind of leave this with Megan. What do you want to do here? Do you want to see the very end? We can kind of fast forward to the end.
Well, I'll be seeing it either way. So even if I don't like feel up to playing, which I won't, because I will be less than a week out from doing the worst thing in the world. I'm still gonna watch, so I'll see the ending. If you want to play through it, I'm totally cool with that. I do not feel so possessive of Jimothy that I don't want to share the story arc with anybody else. Though I do love him and want to beat him up, and I don't know why you won't let me fight this child, but...
Well, at least you've learned that the worst things Jimothy has done was not actually Jimothy. It was this strange child. Although I can assure you, Jimothy is still very annoying. You're still
It's
allowed
gonna
to hate
give
him.
me some weird transference onto the OG Jimothy.
Right.
Jimothy Prime, if you will. All right. What about you all? Do we want to end this with a summary, or do you want to continue next week with revealing all the changelings to the parents and getting the actual kids back? I'll leave that in your court then, since Megan's good with either.
I'm like pretty okay with either, actually.
What
As
do we
well.
think Rune might want? Do you
Yeah.
think Rune wants
Think
to
he
hop
might-
in at the end of the
At least, I mean, like at the end, I don't know if that's that's cool.
or if we just like summarize it so Rune can hop in with like
Mhm.
this kind of wrapped.
Yeah, I feel like that. Like we've kind of played through the most interesting part of it.
Yeah, it would just be
So
catch
if
up
we-
for Rune if we continued. So we will end this with a bit of a
Yeah,
summary.
I feel like let's go ahead and
And this will be
Yeah.
the part of the movie where you get the soundtrack playing as various things unfold. So what happens is that you all go back with Moraga to meet the parents, and with each set of parents, you reveal to them that their kid, for at least a few months, has been a changeling instead. A changeling that really didn't mean any harm, and really was just a kid as well, but that their actual child is in the Fae realm. Some of them take it well, some of them take it very poorly. All of them want their children back ASAP. So, before the night is out, you all head back to the Fae Circle, to one of the many fairy circles around town. And each one of the changeling children takes hands with the parents that they were pretending to be the child of, and leads them into the circle. And
No one was ever heard from again.
no one was ever heard from
Right.
again. In an instant, they disappear with the sound of children's laughter. And you hear the soft strains of music as they fade away. But because time is very different between here and there, it doesn't seem like they're gone all that long. Maybe a few hours, but you don't really know. You all stay up well into the night, waiting for them to come back. And eventually, you see them walk back out. With a shimmer of light, each parent comes out with 2 sets of kids. They have their actual child and the changeling child. The changelings now look a little bit different. They have decided to put on a different facade than the ones that they were wearing before. But they're not going to go around just as changeling children. It might cause a bit of an issue in town. For now, they will stay in Rivertown, hoping to find their parents. And perhaps one day they will, with your help, or with the help of the town. And Moraga hopes to one day find Zell. And Caravan, maybe you can help with that in the future. That shawl probably has something to do with it. And that is Rivertown Blues.
Yay.
We did it!
You
And we
did
didn't
it.
kill kids.
You
We
got all
only
the kids
greased them
back.
up a little bit.
Just a little
They
grease.
greased themselves and us.
Oh, the one thing I do
We
want
did
to
not
mention,
grease them.
Lisbeth,
Uh-huh.
when she comes back, looks a little different. The portrait that you saw of her, she looked just like an average Asatha girl, but she now has white scales in a streak down each of her arms. Moraga explains
Braces and stripes.
she has racing stripes. Moraga explains that this is probably due to her experience with the Fae and messing with Fae magic, and then points to her own hair as a bit of an example. But yeah. Maybe
Cool.
maybe Lisbeth will be a powerful sorcerer one day.
She reminds me of someone. Zasa, obviously.
All right, well, good job, everyone. You didn't kill kids. You solved the mystery. You figured out that they were actually Fae children, mostly through bullying them, but that's okay. They were trying to charm you.
They
And-
weren't hurt physically.
Physically, you just made them sad.
Did-
Sad.
Didn't even cast hostile spells on them.
No, you
Right?
didn't. I'm very proud of y'all for
Sort of.
showing restraint with the literal children.
The one monster desperate to fight the children of the town.
The children. All right, so we're gonna go around, just introduce everybody, give your little goodbyes. We will start at the very bottom with Shawnee. Who are you? What do you do?
I'm Shawnee of Shadowcat Cosplay. I dress up often as Shaho, and other cosplays are like all on my page, all on my social media. The most recent thing I did, because I love the Hero Forge custom minis, I built a custom colored mini for my character Sherrill Saris, which is my space tiefling. She's super cute. So go check out that unboxing video if you too hoard minis and dice like me.
I'm actually gonna be watching this as soon as we get off call. So yeah, check out Shawnee. Megan.
Hello again. Goodbye soon. My name is Megan. I frequently am on Chromatic Chimera. Right now I'm winding everything down to a close as I get ready to take my parental leave from life as I know it. We'll see what it's like on the other side. And it's been a pleasure playing with you all. I hope to be back soon. And yeah, that's it. Hang out with me in other places. And I still exist, so send me messages and stuff. I love you. I'll miss you.
We won't forget you. We promise. We will miss playing with you, but we won't forget you just because you're having a baby. We promise.
Definitely.
You will send me.
We will expect baby pictures.
Yes,
Yes.
I can send pictures.
You
I
have
can
to
do
show
that.
me pictures. Candy, you're up.
Hello, I am Candy. I kind of do a lot of things like Kai, my character, but mainly I am the executive producer of the Dicey Amazons Entertainment Twitch channel. And tomorrow I will be DMing our homebrew campaign. at 11 a.m. Central on our channel. We are we're on all the socials at Dicey Amazons, so please feel free to join us anywhere.
And definitely check out that campaign. It is really good and a lot of fun. I always have a blast watching it. All right, Hiromi.
Hi, I'm Hiromi. I write a bunch of stuff, mainly queer genre fiction and RPG stuff. The Kickstarter for Dead Man's Rust, which is Scarred Lands mega campaign slash sandbox, where you can just run around, meet everyone. There's a lot of people in that book, and Travis designed it specifically so that like there's a huge amount of characters just in their own sections, so you can just reference them quickly, and it's great, and everyone who makes books with bunches of NPCs should do it. And I'll probably be in like half of the Dead Man's Rust related stuff. I've already been interviewed twice. I have like 2 more actual plays that I'm going to be in because of the campaign. So I'm not as busy as Travis, but I'm working on it.
I don't know if anyone's as busy as Travis. I don't know when he sleeps. Is basically the size of it. Yes, so definitely check out Dead Man's Rust. It is going, the Kickstarter is going live on Monday at 2 Eastern Standard Time. So check that out. It's bound to be very cool and very big. I think it's like for levels 1 through 10. So like you can like do a lot of shit in there. This is us. I am Corinne, otherwise known as Manic Pixie Girl on Twitter. I run this game. I do some other stuff. Mainly I just do ridiculous voices that make people laugh way too much. But that is me, and I hope you had a good time. Here is our Ko-Fi if you are into that kind of thing, and we'll see you next week. We will be back. Say bye, everyone.
Bye.
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 Bye. Gotta get my away screen up while I still wave at everybody.